Richest Roots drink works for menstrual cramps and pain, migraines, fatigue, stress and tiredness, sinusitis, builds immune defense, bloating, enhances male bedroom prowess, and Richest Sorrel Roots drink works against all types of cancers and tumors, memory loss, high cholesterol, insomnia, nervous issues, flu, and many other illnesses. For your Richest Roots drink and Richest Sorrel Roots drink, contact us now via WhatsApp at 876-528-9534. Richest Roots drink and Richest Sorrel Roots drink. Richest, a true Jamaican experience.
Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach means best round here. Remember that.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Coach's Desk. I'm your host, Coach Menzi, and we are here to have another good evening of discussion where football is concerned. So we trust that you're doing well. We trust that everybody's doing all right. Yeah, man. Hoping that things are going the way that you want it to go. If not, and just continue to fight the fight. All right? Don't give up. If you give up, you'll not get that trophy. St. Diego got that trophy. Yeah, I bet they did not give up. So, greetings everyone. Welcome to the persons on Facebook. It's indeed a privilege to have you. Whether you're watching this on the watch back or you're live, I appreciate you being here, and we certainly appreciate you. Like up the stream. We encourage you to like the live, like the stream. That's the golden rule over here. Once you enter, you like the stream. You know what I mean? And hold on. Is the music louder than normal, people? Talk to me. I don't know. So loud. Yeah, man. Fresh, see? Great minds think alike. I mean, just ask about the music, because, well, some people say it loud, some, but may I listen to it what Fresh has said. Alright, so it good or no? Thumbs up if it good. Thumbs up if it is good right now. Or are you still hearing it? It gone completely? All right, cool. All right, big up. So, welcome to everyone. We're up for a good time, you know. See the place are full up nicely. Just remember the golden rule, like the stream. You can also call in. So load again. I'll go on in a coach's desk arena right now. Okay. All right, so coach's desk arena up and running. Raymond Osborne, big up yourself, brother. Jason Ferran, big up yourself. Fresh God, big up yourself. You know, Jason, one of the erudite in the building, you know. All right, let me just, since as me start the whole comment thing right now, but before I jump into that, please remember you can call in, let your voice be heard on the topic that at hand. JFF wants to appoint new head coach. Yes, Darren Mattocks is back in Jamaica, people. He's gonna be playing JPL. Yes. And what are some of the ideas that the fans believe that can help the Reggae Boyz or the JFF going forward? We want to hear you share some of those ideas tonight. Very long we have always been saying JFF out and the coach out and all of these things. So let us share some ideas tonight on this stream where we can help the federation or we can help the coach. Yeah? Because last evening, Coach Devon started a very good one, which some persons really like. So let me hear you share some of those or other ideas which can help the whole footballing landscape in Jamaica, because they do need it. All right. So SMM Ja, welcome. Look, I can not even Paul Hall to the way how we speak. All right, El Padrino, big up yourself. Stacy and your consultant, big up yourself. Long time I'm calling from Mattocks. Long time from me just started to watch the show. He's confident and is a goal scorer. Check the stats. All right, Stacy, that's true. You've always been true to that, Stacy. Photos of Jamaica, welcome. Stefan Wright, welcome and bless up. Crazy Yard TV, big up yourself. Mattocks, from what we have heard, is that he will be playing for Firehouse, aka, you know which team is called Firehouse. If you don't know, it's Waterhouse. Mark Chambers, bless up. Burn Fire 9 Mattocks. I understand that, you know. New Wave Entertainment said JFF needs to resign. Calvin X, welcome to the show. Natty Congo, welcome. Big up yourself. Calvin X again, big up. Michael Ricketts need to go according to Calvin Hicks. New Wave again said JFF must go. Erudite Jason Ferran in the building. Big up yourself, Jason. I don't know. Hot chili, hot pepper, sweet pepper. Which one in be? I don't even know, but big up yourself, hot chili. Once you have chili and a hot, is that redundancy? Well, I'll leave that to Brain Drain. Dante Dan, welcome, man. Welcome to the show. Fresh in the building. Big up yourself. Comment captain. Yeah, man. Big up yourself. Fresh. Dwayne Barrett. Welcome. Stefan Wright. Yeah. Ian Campbell. Big up yourself. See some thumbs up. Melvin Levy. Welcome to the show. Okon Sanya Smith. Big up yourself, sir. Yeah, man. Good now. It was too loud. Okay. Just heard it slightly. It's okay now. Rapid growth of the channel, 14.9k people. This is where we're at, people. And if you know some other folks that want to have a sporting experience, tell them about Coaches This. And tell them to tell another friend, who will tell another friend to tell another friend. And the networking continues. And Coaches This will reach 100,000k quick and fast. Don't it? Yeah, man. Big up to Fresh. Jason is saying that it's good now. Okay, now load again. The JFF needs to be appointed before a coach. All right. Rob Smith, big up Rob Smith. Yeah, man. Welcome to the show. Man like Embo, my bun up truck. Hey, people, you know why this is the greatest show? People that come on this show never cease to amaze. I believe that they are the best out there. You understand? Trust me. I love the vibes, people. Honestly. Weekend TripleTreat. Anyways, we need a host for Weekend TripleTreat this weekend, you know, people, because right now, we don't know the champs thing go, you know. We don't know the champs thing go. So, we need a host. You can simply put in an application and we'll vet it and see if you could host the show for the weekend. And let's see about that. All right. Raymond Osborne, big up yourself. Security in the building, people. Don't play. Thanks to that person who liked the video over there on Facebook. Thanks very much. And just remember the golden rule. Once you're here, like, hey, listen. A lot of times we have to reiterate the fact that you should like the video. When you do so, people, Facebook, YouTube is run by ones and zeros. Yes, ones and zeros, and that is those are the things that makes up algorithm, right? So when you like the video, and a lot of people like the video, then YouTube will get it going to their in their algorithm, their codes and all of that, and realize that this video has been getting a lot of likes, so I have to recommend this video, right? So hence the reason you wonder why we're asking you to like the video from time to time. So let me tell you, when you like the video get pushed by YouTube, yeah, and we want the videos to go wide and far, because we not touch all of the people in the diaspora yet, you know. Not all the people in the diaspora watch Coach's Desk yet, you know. So I want those that are already watching in the diaspora to spread the word to your parishinas over England, to your parishinas over Canada, and all the other parts of the world. Because you know we Jamaicans, we're everywhere. Every single where. All right. Bless up, Mr. Me alone now see the like button. It looks so. Actually, watch it now. New JFF. Craig Smith, big up. The local coast. No JFF members should be associated with a club. People knew we have a bonfire tonight, you know. Actually, check twice, brother. It's there. I don't know, say actually I get problem, man. Dwayne Hart, 5H or 5 Hearts TV. Big up yourself. Big up Coach Bin's first idea. Clean house. Get rid of the current administration. Let me check out Dwayne Hart there. Look like Dwayne Hart is a support for supporting our people. Yeah, man, we have to support the thing, man. Let me check if Dwayne Hart. HART as a YouTube channel. No, I'm not seeing it. Probably have to put everything bracket. No, so I not see that. Alright, doing. I not see that. It look like on our YouTube channel. Alright, but first suggestion. Clean house, get rid of the current administration. Alright. Big up yourself, Jarvis Paris over there in Canada. Big up yourself. May I see it? No, it wasn't loading for some reason. Yes, actually. Yeah, man. And people, the number is 1-876-474-3538. You can call in. What a good show we had last evening, man. CC, big up yourself, CC. Tuffy Rudy, big up Coach. I like Coach Devon idea, as long as there is transparency and legal aspect is dealt with first. Yeah, definitely. Fresh, I big up the deskers them. The ladies watching tonight, noisy deskers, buckle gang. Yeah, man, big up on yourself. What a call we had last night, man. I laughed till I. What if Jason did there and so oh God? Jason, were you here? The local coach, they need to go upgrade himself and lead the national program team and try to upgrade their license. All right. Photos, big up. Broop in the building, people. My book for it and me check in. All right, boss. Big up. Brain cell. Big up a cell, brain cell. People, brain cell in the building. Hey, people. Brain cell, I run brain drain hot, you know. I don't know who is the main protagonist or what, you know. Giovanni, big up yourself, Giovanni. Maryland, Laurel, what go on? I'm good. Yeah, man, big up yourself, big up yourself. Hey, Okun-san, you say the man named Deva? I tell you, man, if you slip around here, you slide, you know. Coach, don't read that political line. Which one? You can't read that. When you say you vote Fresh God as the host, all right. Fresh God, put in a hat now. The suggestion by Devon wasn't bad, as our diaspora and all contributors wants transparency, but the idea is to raise funds to help the national squad would always be welcome. Yes, definitely. But like somebody said earlier, there has to be some fine prints ironed out so that the thing can be done decently and in order. So that, you know, transparency can be there. So JFF, if you listen to this program tonight, it's a good one for you to listen and get your notebook out, your pencils or your pen, and make notes, because the fans will be throwing out ideas tonight. Tonight is the night where ideas will be thrown out. And I tell you, there are some brilliant minds in the comment section. Don't think these people are not brilliant. They know about football. They want to help the football. And you have some great administrators. You have some great attorneys, doctors who listen to this show. Trust me. Yeah, I get some whole ideas, JFF. So we are not only here to talk about getting rid of the JFF and, you know, trying to highlight some impediments, but we want to help. So we are basically throwing out some ideas tonight that can help you to better the thing. Well, some people want it to go. I can't force them to not say otherwise, you know, because based on how things have been going, JFF, you would agree with me that some of the things that have been done are not professional, or not, you know, what do you call it, done in a manner where transparency is, and a whole lot of things. Some people say that the organization is inept. Sometimes the way you have persons going on flights, and some people stuck at hotels, some people miss flight, some people stuck at the airport, you know. So there are a lot of things happen that would have questioned the whole ability of the JFF. So please don't take it offensive. We're here to keep you on your toes. We're here to ensure that you are held accountable. Yeah, man, you are held accountable for the things that you do pertaining to the Jamaican football. Leighton Griffiths is saying Paul Hall give him a chance to teach the Jamaican young footballers to play the right way. All right. So Leighton Griffiths is saying JFF, Paul Hall is the man. Paul Ford, Stacey, your consultant. Mattocks has 37 goals in 190 MLS games. Wow. I don't want to get involved in that one. So YouTube is turned by I don't understand that, burp. So YouTube is tuned by 10 people. I don't understand that. What? The more you know. Binary codes. Yeah, ones and zeros. Yeah, man. Or it's a matrix. Yeah, man. It's a matrix. Ones and zeros. You heard YouTube is run by ones and zero. 10 people. I want just I get every pastel. What the latest on the essay? Hey. Hey, brain cell. People, this video is brought to you by Richest Roots Drink. People, Richest Sorry Roots Drink. Yeah, Richest, a true Jamaican experience. You can WhatsApp 1-876-524-9534. This is good for a whole lot of stuff. Just call the number and connect. Hey, brain cell, it's the essay thing right now. Me get some information for go do some research so me can help the essay. So I have not gotten to it as yet because today I was very busy. But hey, brain cell, remind me of what took place last evening. Big up to Dre anyway. Siobhan, big up yourself, Siobhan Peart. Hey, Siobhan, we rewatch the video, Siobhan. I mean, I tell you, the expression on your face said it all, man. Fresh Gods are commenting thing there. Alright, sir. Jason, I think it's a bit unrealistic to think 2 million Jamaicans would give money while we are currently losing. We don't have that kind of vision as fans. New Ways is right though. You need an independent body to oversee our football, knowledgeable about the sport but independent to avoid the blatant conflict of interest. Yeah, that and again, Jason, that is a policy thing, That is a policy thing. That is a policy thing because I mean, based on the constitution and the bylaws, it did not entertain anything from, All right. We need to clean out JFF just like how me clean out my pig pen. People, you can call in with some suggestions. The JFF, they should be listening because some great suggestions will come up tonight. Javon plays Mattocks. We hear that Mattocks reports are that Mattocks will be playing for Firehouse this season. Waterhouse, so he's back in Jamaica. Rob Smith, you would really be surprised, There are always people ready to go above and beyond to help their country. Of course, people are there, but 2 million, Jason, I think it's a stretch. Because if you say 2 million, you have to include women and you have to include children. And most times, not in all cases, most times it's the men that support the football. Right? So in terms of 2 million, I know women outnumber men in every aspect. So you have more women than men. So 2 million might be a stretch. People, that's Rob Smith. Seem like everyone came out early tonight. Please remember to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and remember to share. Respect on that, Rob Smith. All right. Ian Campbell said champs is important, so no TripleTreat weekend. Man, what if hey, remember I said Travis, not do nothing where they call track and field, So we might have to have the show for Travis, you know what I mean? Right, Travis? Big up yourself, Travis. Coach, you interviewing Mattocks tonight? No, Nope. Sunflower, big up yourself. Here's another suggestion. To go forward, there has to be a massive shake-up in the JFF. Once this is done, everyone else will fall in place for a head coach to succeed. Queng Jimmy, Mattocks is in Jamaica. Jason, did you see the stadium for the last 2 games? If we were winning, maybe. Hey, people come at the match still, even though they were disgruntled, you know. So it's still, you still have a portion of people that are real hardcore fans. You know, man come just for just express themselves in a manner that you wouldn't want to put on television or YouTube. Blessings coach, Ravel is scoring for club and country. Yeah, man, Ravel is doing exceptionally well right now. The man find farm, a piece of farm in a time like this. Yeah, man. Rumors have it that Mattocks will be playing for Waterhouse in the JPL. Yes, that's the rumors. And it might surpass rumors into reality very soon. Quench Jimmy, him there, I'm yard, I'm supposed. Mattocks' main reason for coming to the JPL is he's seeing Paul Hall. What? Hey, actually, a sample, man, you know. New way of entertainment. Hey, we have to let brain cell that sample. Bless up, OG. God bless, big up. Brian Brown, Jamaica, not going nowhere with JFF. Oh my. Is this Brian Brown, the footballer? Fresh God, seriously. I know I have to big up the footballers that continue to watch the program. Yeah. Big up to all the footballers. Whether you subscribe or not, big up yourself. It would be nice too if you subscribe. But, you know, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching the show over the many months, you know. Big up on yourself. Mattocks time up. People, them say Jamaica. So no suggestion, Brian Brown, just Jamaica not going anywhere. Definitely say that, but it's the trust factor for me, bro. Yeah. Jaden Brown, another Brown, is saying that JFF need to go. Fresh Mattocks, I'm a baller from Bridgeport days, and yeah, man. Travis in the building, people. We will keep TripleTreat weekend for Travis. Where's the Travis? Cause you know no champs thing, though. Boy. Hype player like him, I play for Waterhouse. Why, Queen Jimmy? What do you mean by that? Double D Wizard, big up yourself. Welcome to the show. Coach, you know, Ricketts now go listen him take boogie put in him. Which team, Lord? Travis, you need to be Travis. Travis. We heard that he will be allegedly playing for Waterhouse. Brilliant minds, and then you have a guy like in the comment section. Remember I said him never in a comment section in a hot chili. What happened to you, man? Sure. RJ Pop J, did East Boss finish it? Or Esther Boss finished the Esther last night, and which comedian funny up? Esther Boss, Policy Boss, or Scarecrow, and Muffet and Cricket. Hey, right now we have got to add to the list, Jason. Show of the year, because right now, last night I lead, you know. Last night I lead, man. Last night I lead with Boss. We have a clean house and start over. Though, thank Mr. Speed, Ricketts et al. And send them packing, but replace them with an independent body. Or just you could have an independent body that oversee the JFF, you know, like an independent body that ensure that they are in line. They are doing all the things that they need to do. You know? JFF need to resign. No. Wow. First, nothing wrong with that. He's a marquee signing like where CC did at that, but He's gonna score against some kids. Coaches, I think you made a mistake giving out that. At that, me I say no. At that, me I say no for in a Jason. So I go and watch it and say, I don't think they would accept help because that would make us shareholders. I doubt they would want to relinquish that kind of power. Hey, you know the same thing I thought about when Coach Devon brought up that idea. Two things. The JFF are gonna think they're accountable to the fans or the diaspora who bring this idea and you know are there to assist. They might think that. Then the persons who give into to support might think that they're entitled, and any team or any person that they believe should be in the team should be in the team because of my money I spend. So it might have implications in a positive or negatively. So it is something that we need to have more talk on. So I'm really awaiting Coach Devon to join us tonight again, so we can rehash and rediscuss that whole thing, because I believe it might. I'm not saying it will. It might pose some problems, and Rob Smith is alluding to that. Any player 30 and over should not play for Jamaica. Wow. Really? On what conditions, Queng Jimmy? Coach, is it that members of the JFF refused to come on your show, or you haven't invited them? A senior member from JFF on a YouTube channel would be a start. Toughy Rudy. All right, here all me stay now. Manning's man recently had a show with the Prezi. You understand? I don't want to bring the Prezi so soon on this show. After I have a big talk over Manning's man show. So I think it is fair for me to wait a little bit. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. But we have engaged them. They don't have a problem. Well, from what I know, the president does not have a problem with being on this show. From what I've heard. Yeah? So that is where it is, Toffee. Stan, it me turn what Stan Cranky? Nah, man. I like that something there, though. Why is there so many bald guys in our Jesus? New blood in the system, according to Queng Jimmy. The JFF is very disappointing on the keep hiding from the fans. And remember, when Prezi came on Manning's Man show, I Am Sure Sport, he did say that he'd want to meet with us. How that fear out, I don't know who to be blamed in terms of that. Yeah, I don't know who to be blamed. You understand? But he did say that he would speak to us, have a meeting with YouTubers. So he did indicate that. Who to be blamed why the meeting has not happened? I can't say it's the president. And I can't say it's us. I'll leave one person to come and give us information on that. Big up yourself, DS. Electronic. DS, I've not heard from you, I don't know if you never get that thing there or what. I don't know. Talk to me. Tennessee, what you have to do with him football, brother, is not what you look like. Is okay. I'm gonna leave that. I think Paul Hall is the man. Okay. MPEC, what go on? The 4-1 have you cramped, man. How much money did it cost the JFF to have Dylan Barnes sit on the bench for this campaign? Take that money, send that coach overseas to get his certification. You're gonna get beaten for that idea. No, it's not beating for that idea, But I mean, would the JFF want to invest in a coach, a local coach, unless he's in the system, he's coaching one of the teams, and they want the coach to be upgraded? Then how will the federation benefit? Will it be from salary deduction or what? Will they fire that coach if he's not performing, and then they lose because they upgrade that coach and he's no longer? You know what I mean, Rob Smith? So that might be tricky. I think the onus is on the coaches to actually get themselves upgraded. There are a lot of online courses, there are a lot of things happening. Remember, this is a global world, the internet has caused the world to be tiny like my fist. Yeah, I can be right now. I'm in US. Right now I am in North America. Right now I'm in South America. Right now I'm in Dubai. Why? Because of the internet. I know some of these courses, well, football is really, you have the practical aspect of it, which is very important, but can start the theoretical part, and then you work up some money so that you can go across to Europe to do the finish up the practical. Of course, these things can happen, man. Yeah, man. The way how Mattocks hype, never expect to see him back in the JPL till him about 35 years, near to retire. Mattocks hype? I didn't know that. People, let the likes reach 100 now, people. If you come and you have not hit that like button, shame on you. Shame on you. Is it that you don't like the content? Good question. Will I get an answer? An answer? Yeah, enjoying, you're strong. Yeah, man, big up to Travis. Travis tell me last night, I'm enjoying birthday, man. Big up yourself. Joseph Brown, big up yourself, Joseph. He used to go Bridgeport High. Mattocks come for brag. Hope him not end up like Ricky Hill. Yes, gonna show off and young players. Yeah, man, should be DS Electronics. It look embarrassing for a national player. If it was up to me, he would never play back for Jamaica. We have a strong standard. We understand that he will be suiting out for Waterhouse. Coach, does he or she ship to Canada the routes? Hey, we can't find that out, We can't find that out from the richest routes bar. But you can call the number, Jarvis. Yeah, man. The WhatsApp number is 876-528-9534. And once you mention that you saw it on the coach's desk, you know you'll get a discount. Easily. Rob Smith, Mattocks must have heard JPL is a requirement to get in the savage, This is truth from the first time when JFF boss was voted in. I know it was going to be a problem. I was thinking about the selection, what this man knows about football. He wants to be back in the national team. Jairus, big up, welcome. Too old. I say I did have too much cold red stripe. Okay, I can turn over Travis. Oh boy. 10 likes to 100 people. All those people who have not hit that like button. Remember, it's a golden rule. Burn all tracks related activity. Old players still think they're young. Roger Grant, big up. It make no sense to appoint a new coach ahead of the Nation League, though. Yeah. So you say, Paul Roger, I am open to donating to improve Jamaica football, but I have to see a solid, transparent structure to administer money before I will donate a dime. Real baller, big up. Gregory, big up yourself. Welcome. Big deal. Get the young players to proper academies at an early age. Identify that talent and properly nurture. But New Wave, that's the problem, you know. Who is going to nurture these players? That's the question I wish to ask. Well, it's a Simon Preston for JFF. You don't see the player coach. Shane Rodney, big up. I know see Simon a campaign. That would be good. Mattocks scored 32 goals in the entire club career, 167 games, and people still think he can benefit. That's what I'm saying, DS Electronics. A watchdog group, basically. Mattocks don't need the Jamaica team for what? I don't understand how Mattocks' career has declined so quickly. Paul Marriott, big up yourself. Welcome. Mattocks was overhyped from day one. No, I don't think so. Mattocks won't play a league where him bleach. Coach, are there any Tottenham Hotspur supporters on the chat? I think so. Just talk on them and say. But DS, you know link me back on that thing, man. Coach, you have to bring cataract sample time with Neon Stan Cranky at the same time. If you never bring Ricketts on the show, if you ever bring Ricketts on the show, man, I go find a way to fling a real buckle. Oh, no easy, you know. We still want the meeting. I have questions. Yeah, man. We are gonna look back on a meeting, something there. In Germany, fans own 51% of the club. They vote on decisions. In Germany, Kyle. Coach, you are a middle of the road, far non-biased person. No one should have a problem coming on your platform. Yeah, like I said, I don't think there's a problem coming on the platform from what I've heard. When am I going to interview Paul Hall? It's a good question. When Paul Hall is available. If he wants to come on these platforms as well. Reggae Boyz Central said the JFF is failing tremendously in basically every category that matters. It makes sense. Almost no sense to hopeful about the team with them in charge. So what's the idea you're giving Reggae Boyz Central? Idea night tonight, you know. Coach, I think we need to have proper youth competitions, for example, U15, 19, 23, etc., that are played year-round, like the National League. That way we can have youngsters playing regularly. Richard Samuels, big up yourself, Liverpool boss. Black Mattocks was a sure call-up. Boy. Certainly not John Barnes. He's not a yes man. Yeah, man, we did say that, man, but look like something not go on, you know, something go on, but we never end up yeah. Something go on. What's up, Fear Spot? Big up yourself, man. Good to see you. It's a Simon cut with Antonio, Roof, Stewart, and Pinnock. Up, Judd Powell. Hey, actually, something else, you know. Instead of shopping ballers from the national team at 20 to 25 years, shop the exceptional young talent to academies at. All right. And so then Travis is saying that they should ban players for bleaching. Darren Moore should be in the mix as well in terms of the coach. DS is asking if there's any word on Simon Preston. Simon Goodman. Well, what I know is that Cataract is running the YouTube channel now. Yeah. Cataract say Simon account the money is that, you know. He has given him to take over the channel. So that'll go on. And if Win coming on the program, I don't know of that. You know. People you can call in. So let me look. Let us look at the hold on, is somebody a call? Let us look at the whole situation that the JFF wants to move quickly to get a coach. All right. So, and these are the words from the GenSec. The GenSec is not, you know, in any, what you'd call it, waiting mode. He wants to get a coach right now, right early, because hold on, give me a second here, people. All right, so GenSec of JFF, everybody knows Dalton Wint. The local football governing body will be, you know, moving swiftly to install the next head coach of the Reggae Boyz team. They want to do that as quickly as possible because right now the team is without a coach, because Paul Hall, who was the interim coach, people, he would have finished out his tenure after Jamaica's 2-1 victory over Honduras. Right? Yes. So what Mr. Wint is saying is that the hierarchy will be meeting, I should believe it's this week, to discuss the whole coaching situation, because the Reggae Boyz have a number of important upcoming assignments. And everybody knows the Nation League is just around the corner. 2 months away. Just a little over 2 months away. Right? So it is important that they get a coach. So the World Cup qualifying campaign has just been completed, and the JFF and we at the JFF need to sit down and discuss all aspects of the campaign. So they'll be doing a post-mortem and looking into how they go about hiring a new coach. Will it be Paul Hall? I don't know, but he said that we are looking to move quickly because we recognize what is ahead, but we will do what we have to do in terms of the post-mortem. We look at the whole program and then make a decision. He further went to point out that despite Hall's record, the former Reggae Boyz player, who was a member of Jamaica's team that qualified for the 98 France World Cup, he has made a good impression on the national team and he will be considered for the job. So right now, Paul Hall is the front runner. Mr. Wint also indicate that he's a good person. That is Paul Hall. And he has equipped himself well. And so all of these things will be taken into consideration. The technical committee will be the ones who will lead that decision as it relates to the coaching. So everything is in the hands of the technical committee. Now, he added that during the last 3 games in the qualifiers, a number of young players were called up as they had started looking ahead of the Nations League and other upcoming tournaments. Hall's coaching has been praised by England-based reggae boy Leon Chippy Bala Bailey. You know, Chippy emphasized that he has been doing a good job, he's pleased, and so forth. And overall, he believes that the coaching staff. So if Paul Hall is hired, will he utilize his own coaching staff? We don't know. And in all of this, people, Paul Hall indicated that he wants the job. It would be a dream job for him. The man has ideas, he has plans, you know, in order to fix this thing. You know what I mean? He has a project in place. And he definitely want to be a part of it going forward. So, trust me, I do believe that a decision will be imminent. Paul Ford said JFF keeps on taking us backward. Is that because of the hiring of if Paul Hall is that person, Ford? Mario Russell, John Barnes never lost a game as a coach. I think that Paul Hall should be the development coach for the U15, U17, U20, U23 teams. We need a more mature manager for the senior team. When last has John Barnes coached Mario Russell? JFF in the lab trying to make a yes. Hey, when it's easy, you know, man. Paul is saying he doesn't trust the JFF to do that. They have no clue how to reflect and use critical thinking. No to Butler's coach. See him doing some consultant work. Paul Hall have the team playing well. Make him pick him own team and see how him do. I rate Craig Butler, but him can't be the coach of the Reggae Boyz. Any man that believe a 16-year-old better than a proven EPL striker don't deserve a coach any national team. From what I've heard, you know, I doubt Craig Butler would be coaching the national team, you know. And remember, Craig Butler was on the Showing Up People, and Craig Butler said that they asked him for his resume and he gave them an encyclopedia. So if you ask for a resume and you got an encyclopedia and you don't see it fit to have that man in the running. That means something is wrong. Why on earth would you choose Paul all over John Barnes? Okay. Elaborate on that, Duclan. Winnie and his colleagues should first move to remove themselves so the program can move forward. Craig Butler have great ideas, but not everyone will listen because of his delivery. No local coach, me said, them need to go get them badges and learn how to develop the talent. Something shaka, brother. Simon loves this Reggae Boyz thing and is very passionate. Man, just sell off. Why don't we all do research together and find ways to collaborate and come up with ideas? That's why we're here tonight. DJ Kevin, we're throwing out ideas that we are collaborate right now. Collaborate, we are collaborating. So when you put out your ideas and all of this can put together. Remember, this thing is always going to be online, you know. So persons can always come back and look at this. I think Cataract have a lot to offer. I wish him all the best. People, do you agree with Duclan? Why on earth would I choose Paul all over John Barnes? JFF in the... Oh, I'm read that already. John Barnes never lose a game. Comment enough tonight, you know. Paul should bring in his coaching staff. He also seems passionate about the job. Very passionate. No disrespect to those young JPL, but Paul, I go get better player from England and across the world. Man, I call for Barnes, who is coaching rusty. Man, haven't coached in about 10 years. Man is a pundit. I see him thing. Me I said to you, fresh. I'll know Duclan not tell me the reason why Barnes overhaul. Project now go work if there is no change in the JFF. Some people, CM madness. All right, me soon check. Brain drain in the building regarding the NCAA Women's Championship game. Paige Buchers is trying her very best to keep UConn in the game. South Carolina's size is a problem. Where are the pictures from the game, Brain Drain? You're not a man of your word or a robot of your word. Some of the YouTubers seems to be campaigning for Paul. We are too easily swayed. But here I know. Hey, Duclan, call the phone, Duclan. Call the phone, make we have a reason. Call the phone. So Travis is asking if something is wrong. So who do you suggest, Duclan? Since you're not so much into Paul Hall, who do you suggest? London is red. Big up yourself. True quote. It's been a while, but his knowledge of the game and experience as a player, he played in the World Cup and know what it takes as a coach to get the job done. So Mario Rossi, you're saying John Barnes for the job. All right, but John Barnes would have to apply. I think the last time I heard that he had to apply as well. Man, left football to be a pop star. Coach, with due respect to what their plans are, one can't put a band-aid on an open wound. Don't they get it? I don't think they get it, Sunflower. To be exact, Craig Butler said, a 52-page resume. However, we were not given the font size of such document. And the brain drain, we have not heard what came out of that 52 pages encyclopedia. I wonder if they just put that in file 13. I don't know. Duckland Senate, who you want to coach a team? Yeah, more Duckland answer. Barnes never want the Jamaica job as he get the call from England. Him cut some man. Don't know them thing that. That's why them keep on talking about Barnes. No to Duckland, they give Paul the job. We are not collaborating. We are talking together. Nothing is being written down or being done. Oh, you mean not written down, Kevin? And even if we're writing down stuff right now, everything is written down in the comment section. That's where the people are posting their ideas. How else are we going to meet DJ Kevin? You want us to have a big meeting at Montego Bay Conference Center? A lot of ideas are being thrown out here. Coach is having a brainstorming session. So I think Kevin wants us to meet in person. That's what I'm getting from what he's saying. So we can have a meeting at the Montego Bay Conference Center. If you're interested, just put your thumbs up and we can or send a message to the phone 876-474-3538 and see if we can organize it. If this method isn't good enough. Duckland, yeah, answer our brain drain, but you're not answer what we say. Who do you want to coach the team? Who do you prefer? I believe Paulo deserves a 2-year contract. Brain drain, is it a 52-page resume or a bio? John Barnes, Rusty Mario, we need coach in farm. Get us the 150. Okay. Paul tell me he wants us to look, and he's doing it. Possible. Duckland, you look like Mr. Green. Brendan, where were you last evening when Mr. Green was on the phone? Where were you? Duckland, call Coach Bangaphone. We want to hear how it go. Paul Hall should be given a 1-year contract with a clause based on Nation League result in order to extend it to 4 years. One done. Coach, if JFF can't plan to book tickets good, I put together a good plan going forward. A joke thing this. Duckland, big up yourself.
Coach, what I go on?
The public pressure, yeah, man, I have to call in.
No, I'm not afraid to call in, because I believe what I mean. I believe what I say. I say what I mean.
First question to you. Who do you want to be the coach? Or you prefer to be the coach?
No, I am not this person who is supposed to select the coach. The JFF is supposed to look at the results that Paul Hall did.
No, but hold on. Yeah, answer one question. Let me ask you. We know you cannot pick the team. None of we can pick the team. None of we can pick the coach.
No.
But everybody
coach
have a voice.
I get in there. Yeah, man, I know.
Okay.
Let me explain myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying the JFF needs to take stock of what has happened in this campaign.
Mm-hmm.
What I see is a lot of emotional choices. We can't afford to do that. You're a Man U fan, not true?
Mm-hmm. No, my past fan, man. They're AC, you know, man.
All right, good. Ralph Rangnick came in as an interim coach, just like Paul Hall.
Mm-hmm.
You see what's happening at Man U right now?
Mm-hmm.
They're getting another coach. You don't need no more evidence than that. No, we cannot be swayed.
No, hold on. That's a different scenario. That's a different scenario because Ralph never wanted the coaching job full time. He never wanted.
What Ralph want the job right now? What you talking about, coach? You not hear Ralph interview them?
Ralph no want the job. Him did don't talk. Say I just want the interim position and he want to something like a director role when him finish. I don't remember the name. I don't know if him wanting the job. So that's about example.
Ralph.
You can't use money. Money pop down, Bridget. You can't use money.
So you're saying, hold on. You are saying that Ralph, who lost probably 2 games since he come in charge, right? Not supposed to get the job. But Paul Hall, who barely scraped a win against the worst team, supposed to get this job. No, sir.
You're not
agree that none of that.
But I know that, Mr. Brother. You have to listen keenly when we have discussion. You know. I said,
got you.
Ralph did not want the job after the interim tenure has expired. But Paul Hall wants the job. Paul Hall publicly stated that he wants the job. Ralph did not say that. So that's 2 different scenarios, Duckland.
All right. Me hear Ralph say that, but make we leave that as it is. Make we talk about Paul Hall. Paul Hall came in, right?
Mm-hmm.
He came in as was hoped. Remember, at the time he came in, we still could have qualified. And his words, I don't remember his word for word, but he gave us hope that we have a chance. We will try our best to qualify.
So I'm not trying best?
Not true.
Hold on, we did the power. We did 18 points, so we win. I think we had a good chance, but it was impossible for us to win all 6 games. And me and you know that. We could not win 6 games straight.
Coach.
And we didn't have a discussion
people.
about that.
Let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
I interview people all the time, right? And you never oversell. You never promise what you can't deliver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you'll be held to it. I'm not saying he had to, right? But that's what he sold us. That is what Paul Hall sold us, and it was woeful. We have to face the fact.
He sold us that we're going to qualify?
He sold us that we will have a good chance. He sold us that we will have a good chance. If you go back to the interview,
hold on.
He said we have a good chance.
So we never still have a good chance.
All right. So if you say we have a good chance. So if you said at the time when you got the job, we had a good chance, how you explain what happened now? It was a disaster.
It was a disaster, but I put it to you that we also said, Mr. Duckland's tenant, and if you don't remember, please go and check back the videos in the digital library. We said that it's going to be a very difficult task, and I can recall even Devon Porter saying, no team has won 6 consecutive games in the CONCACAF region to date. It has never happened. So even though we know that we had a chance, it was still a high possibility that we don't make it.
All right.
We had 7 points. We had 7 points. If we won the 6 games, that would be 18 and 7 would be how many? That's 25 points. 25 points barely scrape for fourth space right now. With Costa Rica. So even if we had a chance to go through, it still would have been sticky. You know, because of us having that great history, record-breaking history to create by winning 6 consecutive games. Based
All
on
right.
how the team was playing, based on how the zone has been going, it was virtually impossible for that to happen.
So let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
I hear it virtually impossible. But do you believe that the team that Paul Hall worked with was only able to scrape one win at home, honestly? Don't you think that was a disaster?
One win at home. Okay.
Yeah, against the worst team.
So who else we win against? We won at home against.
Tapa, so Tapa have a better record than even Paul Hall.
Of course, Tapa has a very good record. He has been coaching the team very long. Than Paul.
No,
Paul Hall only have 6 or 7 games.
But if Tapa was in charge, if you check the win ratio, I was a big advocate. I probably was the biggest advocate to Tapa out. But Paul Hall coming in and worse, that's not good, man. We can't settle for these things if we want the football to move forward.
Who do you
We can't
suggest?
set our standards so low.
Who do you suggest? You still not answer that question then.
All right. When I saw the poll that you put out of the 3, I'm going back to John Barnes. John Barnes has not lost. John Barnes is a Liverpool legend. John Barnes is a world legend, right? So not only is he
But Paul Hall is a
known
World
by
Cup
players
legend.
abroad.
Jamaican World Cup legend.
We can't use the term legend so loosely, you know. That is a problem with me too. You know. Paul Hall is not a World Cup legend.
He's a Jamaican World Cup legend. Every man who got a World Cup are the World Cup legend for Jamaica. Where you say, man?
Yeah, but in the big scheme of things, Paul Hall is a development coach for QPR. All right, it's as simple as that. He's not ready for this job. He has shown naivety.
In what
lot.
instance?
Offensive naivety. The first game run out against Peru dead. And it has continued. Not even Tapa would go to Canada and get 4. That would have never happened. Paul Hall is not ready.
So what caused the team to remember? So we got Canada with a depleted team, you know. Because some people now have no vaccination, so them can't go into Canada. Administratively, we were left without 2 defenders, 2 central defenders.
But that if we want to go into the selection,
you know. You take those things into consideration?
No, I can't take that into consideration because Paul Hall select the team.
But if traveling arrangements were made and the players them never come, you blame the coach for that?
If we start giving coaches excuses, then every coach will be excused.
Yeah, ask you a question, brother. You blame the coach for traveling arrangements?
I am blaming the coach for losses. You're only judged on winning and losing. I'm not going to get into the unforeseen circumstances and all of that because every coach will have an excuse. We're talking about winning. If you win, you stay. Lose, you go home.
All right. So give John Barnes the job, and as John Barnes lose 2 games, he should go.
No. So the coach that is going to come in, right? His job is going to be.
No, say John Barnes because he may want to know. So we are using.
No. Let me tell you something. I am, like I said before, I want JFF to take a little time and don't make an emotional decision because the next coach, I think, will have to be here for an extended period of time. All right, so I agree with the fact that Paul Hall submitted a development plan, even though I don't think it's the coach's job per se to do that, but I mean, I like it. But I think any coach that comes in now has to be here from now and bring us to the next World Cup campaign. All right, so it has to be somebody with experience in winning, somebody who has experience in developing a team and bringing them somewhere.
So if
and Paul Hall has gotten 6 tries, and it don't look good to me.
So you use 6 games. I'm on 6 tries. There are 7 games in, man. So you use 7 games to judge him. People start calling for Coach Whitmore head in this campaign, you know.
Me first.
Right? So,
yeah, man.
Leader, we soon answer your leader. We soon answer your leader. We soon answer. Hold on a little bit. We'll clear up some things with Duckland. People really start calling for Whitmore in this as before we enter this campaign after the Gold Cup saga, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Whitmore has been having a good record throughout, winning Caribbean Cup, you know, winning some games against some teams that, you know, other coaches would have not done that.
Right.
So in March on.
I have to get credit for that.
All right. As a leader in an organization now, leader, hold on, leader, man, hold on. As a leader in an organization, so for example, you are the assistant CEO of an organization, see? And the organization having issues in terms of failed, what things are going wrong, right? You are the assistant, you know. They get rid
I understand.
They get rid of the CEO and put you in place. And the saga continues after 6 days or 7 days, which is equal to a week. You think you should be fired? Or you shouldn't get a chance going forward?
You mean if I am there, because remember, Paul Hall is not only in charge of 6 games. Paul Hall has been here for the campaign, you know. Paul Hall has been here.
But you know, answer me. That me I say you are lead the organization. You are the assistant CEO. So the CEO get fired and you still maintain your position, and you then put you in the acting role as CEO. But you're in the job for 7 days, 1 week, and the turmoil still continue. Do you believe that 7 days is enough for you to turn things around?
Coach, I don't understand your knowledge how you reach 7 days, you know, because that is not equating.
7 games Paul I'll get so far.
7 games don't equal to 7 days, you know. 7 games is a lot of games. You can't win 1 out of 7 and want a job. You must be mad.
You think, all right, forget about that scenario because you don't want to answer because you feel like I try.
No, I would not give that person the job, of course not.
So you're not easy answer.
But I'm saying 7 days and 7 games are 2 different things.
No, I'm working with the allotted time period. So you get 7 games. It's not 7 consecutive games you get, you know, in terms of 7 days worth of game you have played behind each other. You get time in between. So it's a short space of time I'm using to analyze this to show you that 7 games versus...
No, I wouldn't hire him. No.
That's someone you answer a question and stop growing the thing, man.
No, I wouldn't give him no.
So you wouldn't get the job then? So
no, sir.
So okay.
Yeah.
On
but
what
we have
premise?
Let's take the fact that Paul Hall was there more than 7. All right, just bear that in mind.
But you were there as the assistant for more than 7 days, so you now get this.
And that is that.
You really now get.
So that is the not me get you, and that is the reason. Reason more to fire the assistant.
All right. Question in. All right. So you see another CEO that used to run the company. But he has not been in a job over 10 years. He might do something totally different. So in order for him to come back, probably he might have to try as to you know, reignite his passion for the game, to come back in and do the job of the CEO. Things might change on him because of so long. Football might evolve on him.
Coach, can I stop you right here?
Yeah.
Can I stop you right here? Let's say Arsene Wenger expressed an interest in coaching Jamaica. Would you choose Paul Hall or Arsene Wenger?
Jesus
Arsene Wenger has been out of football for 10 years.
You know, say you have something there. You know, say you must support Arsenal. Mike, ask me that question. You know? If you don't support Arsenal, me stop talk.
Yeah, well, you go stop that as a man you may support.
A man you support?
If you see my,
alright, me stop
my
talk.
house paint up in a red coach.
Me stop talk to you then.
I would have choose Arsene Wenger any day over Paul Hall.
But yeah, that is like
People in the comments, Arsene Wenger or Paul Hall.
No, you can't ask my people them that. Duklan, that is like Nigel to Moran Point, brethren.
God, it's very easy. Paul Hall has a losing reputation. Losing record. When is he gonna start to win? How do we arrive at he's going to start winning? I don't see anything that indicates that, you know.
But all right, tell me about John Barnes. What John Barnes will offer, because you say you choose him.
And again, if given the two options, all right.
Virgin, me no want an option. Listen now, hey, you find a nice way to coin and curl and shave the thing around your way now. We now give you option.
Let me tell you why.
Select Barnes.
Coach,
tell me why
Coach, you put up three options and I don't mean you said it to the Barnes.
So you don't really want Barnes. All right, so forget about the options that I put out there. Who you'd want to coach the team?
Well, you asked me that already, and I go back. I would choose John Barnes over Paul Hall. In that list that you're presenting.
Duklan.
Yeah.
I look, I cannot understand me, you know. You said about the list. I said, do away with the list right now. Right? Forget about those names. The only name that you can have there is Paul Hall, because everybody know him in the running. You say no to Paul Hall. Tell me, who would you use instead of Paul Hall?
I would take John Barnes over Paul Hall.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably even Coley. I'm looking at probably 50-50 where Coley is concerned, to be honest. But the only thing Paul Hall has going for him now is that he might, as Tapa say, him talk to the English players. So that relationship link. But there's nothing else. So give me John Barnes over Paul Hall.
And tell us why you choose John Barnes.
Well, it's obvious. I started telling you, John Barnes has a 100% win record.
Mm-hmm.
You all right? So he has record.
How many games?
I don't remember right now. You put me on the spot. But it's a 100 win record. More than Paul Hall.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So he has international clout as well.
Mm-hmm.
So he will have access to the English-based players. And I don't know if that we like Paul Hall for. But he would have far-reaching clout, bigger than Paul Hall. All right. He knows the football. He knows the football. He has an interest in Jamaica.
So
vested interest.
So we had an interim coach that doesn't know the football.
Well, if you can set up your team offensively and get four, me kind of question your football acumen, to be honest.
So that's the Canada game you're upon.
No, made up on the Peru game. Which other one? They lose everything except one. All of them are the first coach.
No, but I'm more than one time mention the Canada game,
A one game Paul Hall win. We're gonna hire somebody. Would you hire somebody?
You made mention of the game that they played against Honduras was a weak team, right? The worst team in the league.
Can I ask you a question?
Me not finish. Me know you're gonna ask me, but me not finish. You can ask me any question you want. Do you know that the man that you berate so much played some?
Me not berate Paul Hall.
All right. The man that you rate so much, right?
Okay.
Barnes. The 100% record that he has is against some
Caribbean teams.
Yes,
I know that.
Mm-hmm. So was that a good what you call it now? Test for him, litmus test for him. Was that sample size good enough to say that because of that 100% record. I put it to you that I said, even if Paul Hall won
Can I
the
ask you a
6
question?
games, yeah, man, you gotta ask me questions. The question,
All right.
our question. Hold on. I said, if Paul Hall won the 6 games, I still wouldn't judge him off that. If he lost the 6 games, I still wouldn't judge him off that. Because the sample size is way too small in my eyes. Ask a question.
You said Paul, you said John Barnes won only against Caribbean teams, right?
Minos, yeah. Minos.
Yeah, what 100%.
Minos, I didn't say Caribbean teams. Minos.
All right, Minos.
Mm-hmm.
Which other coach has done it? Which other coach has a 100%?
If you check all Whitmore record against those minnow teams, him have good record, and plus him beat big teams too. What you talk say?
Nobody. In other words, you want to say nobody has that 100% win record, right?
No, I'm saying if you take out Whitmore's record against those same team that Barnes played against, he would have a 100% record. And other coaches as well.
You need to check that
what's
out.
the point with that record? It no impress me. It no impress me.
No. So you are more impressed by a losing record. All right. Well, if you want to, I don't know what to say.
Who he played against, and that's why the people them say no. Listen, Whitmore has a very good record, but what people are saying is the teams that Whitmore played against.
No, me burn out Whitmore, but me have to give him in due. He has played big teams and has performed creditably against some of them, man. We can't just diminish his record, not because we want him out. Even though we want him out, Whitmore has done
and I spoke of
a
his
good
record.
job to his level.
I spoke of his record too, you know. But the people them saying play against small teams, see him like John Barnes. Small amount of games, as formula say, 100% record in a small number of games against minnows.
It makes no difference to me. Show me a record. All right. I am not willing to give Paul Hall a chance based on his record.
All right. So you know, see the team play better.
No, I don't see the team playing better.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't know if I check out my eyes then, but me not see it. What I see are us losing games. In this play better business.
So a result alone, you see, when we have no chance to make it to the World Cup, and the man I try some players that try to start the ball rolling for the next campaign. No.
I am not easily impressed.
Okay.
All right. And I do not see that. No, you want to talk about record and length of time? Mm-hmm. Show me consistent performances over a length of time. You know, if you even draw somebody match them and looking better, then we can talk. But you can't lose much on time if you play better. I don't believe that it's play better and lose things.
The team is playing better based on my analysis, moving the balls to the thirds, breaking off lines and all of them something there. You can see a system, a development. Don't know if you watch football to see these type of things, or you just watch football to see the ball going at the back of the net from however. But me look deep in a football rather than just sit down and watch it. So you say something to your eye, so probably you need to not physically do your eye, but in terms of the football eye, me look different from that.
Well, I don't see any of that. I think that is just constructed. We get what? We won one game. Mm-hmm. We struggle in most of them. Seriously struggle defensively. You know. So to come to the conclusion that we're playing better. You're way off
though, Duckland. You're way off.
I don't see that.
You're way
I
off.
don't see that. None at all, coach.
Honestly,
And how do you? I don't see how you arrive at that with just 6 games. So we're playing better. I don't know which game we play better in.
But you're not listen what me I say now. Of course, I see the football being transitioned better than the last 8 games that we played. Of course, I'm seeing that. That doesn't mean it's a finished product yet. It's not a finished product. It's a progress.
Well,
That's what I'm telling you. You are look for the raw result right away, yeah, which the fans would love to see. But we're out of contention.
Coach, I'm not staying much longer, but guess what? We're not going to agree on this. We're not going to agree on this. You see that, I don't see that.
Yeah.
And if it were up to me, Paul Hall would not get this job.
Yeah.
You know, I think the NFF should sit down and accept applications, look wide. Don't just be top tunnel vision for Paul Hall. Paul Hall has a QPR job. Make him stay over there, sir. He can't help you from over there, sir. All right, that's how I see it.
Yeah, man, we respect your opinion, man. Yeah, I reason where it is, you know. Me not try to persuade if you see what me I see. Me I tell you what me see, and you are telling me what you see, right?
Yeah, and the drama in all of this. Now, having said all of that, if he gets a job, I'm gonna support him.
Yeah, I'm gonna support him.
Yeah.
But he's gonna be under heavy scrutiny from me, you know.
It has to be. We can't accept mediocrity. We have been doing this thing for too many years.
He would have gotten a clean slate now to go forward, so he'd be judged based on that. You understand? A theme template we want to know. So big up yourself.
Yeah, man.
Good conversation.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself. All right, big up yourself, coach, and everybody else.
All right, so we're gonna call about the big boss of the call because a whole caller come in, but a one name still that come up. Hold on. A woofer. Stan Cranky, big up yourself.
Big up yourself, coach. How you doing?
We're there, you know.
Long conversation talking about the coach.
Yeah.
And the next step. The man is set against Paul Hall is not the solution.
Yes.
I will say to coach, you know, that I think the focus should be on the administration. I can't have an administration that doesn't really. I'm going to be nice, coach. I'm going to use euphemism. I'm not going to call it inept or incompetent. Let's just say that their record is questionable, their methods are questionable, their competence is questionable. So therefore, why would I want to select my coach? Why would I want to select anything? The first thing we need to fix is the administration. Until we fix that, we're going to go around in circles. And I heard you mention that Wynn talked about trying to select the coach as possible, but I haven't heard anyone talk about changes in the administration. And if the head don't work, coach, the thing can't work, coach.
Yeah,
if the head is not working, it can't work.
That's true, Cranky. But you think that them are going to move themselves? Seriously, them not resign.
Something about what they're doing to fix the problem. The problem is not necessarily the coach. The problem starts at the head of the organization. Not necessarily Rickett, but just the entire body who are running the administration. I mean, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And until you fix that, coach, it's not going to work. And everyone is focused on the coach, and should it be Paul Hall, and should it be my friend from Liverpool, Barnes, and should it be XYZ? I mean, if you have an administration that hasn't done a good job, then changes have to be made. This whole concept about fans should own part of the team, that's nonsense. Fans shouldn't own any team. This is a national team. This is not Germany, right? And given all the comments I see and suggestions I see, we should stay far away from that.
Okay.
But I won't say we should have an advisory body that provide input and the JFF can consider it. We first have to fix the JFF. Until we fix that, we're going to go around in circles. The body we have in place today have been there forever. They just go from one administration to the next, to the next, to the next. We have made it work up in 20-something years. Why can't we see that the coaches have changed, the players have changed? What hasn't changed is the administration. Exactly. So until you fix the root cause of your problem, you can't fix the symptom. It's like trying to fix crime and trying to go get guns. I don't realize that poverty and education are key to people having the ability to make good decisions, including not killing themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
The guns of the street are what are a symptom of a larger problem.
Yep.
Try to fix the larger problem and you address it meaningfully, sustainably, and get it to a good place. And right now what we have as an administration is dysfunctional. And therefore, if it's dysfunctional, you can't make the progress you want to make, coach. So this whole discussion around the coach and should it be Paul Hall? I know you've mentioned that you think Paul Hall, you'll see a change in style of play and how we play. I can't say I've seen definitive changes. And I know we're trying to play up from the back more, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we're also in the last window being allowed to play. So it's one thing to implement a strategy and it seems like it's working when the competition is allowing the strategy to work.
Yeah, but
so
Cranky,
when we play the US,
when we played against El Salvador in the other round and Honduras, you indicated as well that they were given the space to play. However, it was the same thing.
No, in both cases, both teams gave each other space to play.
Mm-hmm.
And when Honduras came to Jamaica and then Salvador came to Jamaica, we got space to play. When we played Canada, we just didn't have the best team on the field.
Right.
So I won't judge the game in Canada at all.
I won't either.
We bought a bunch of young players who we're giving exposure to. They tried their best.
Same thing in the Peru game.
Yeah, but in Peru game we had a good first half, right?
Mm-hmm.
Second half things just
because
down,
changes were made, right, in the second half, if my memory serves me right.
Changes were made, and changes were made coupled with the fact that look, the players played well in the Peru game. We can't take it away from them. They lost 3-0, but we played well.
Mm-hmm.
I hear Kyle Wallace saying something nonsense cranky. Why am I say? I love when people say when I say that nonsense enough. I love to hear what they have to say to make something sound as if it's sensible, because I'm not sure what's nonsense. Changing the administration, change the coach. What's nonsense?
Yeah,
Mr. Kyle, so I can
specific.
understand what you're saying.
People,
I'm curious.
I always say this, when you're commenting on something, remember it's a long conversation, and if you don't pin what you're saying or what you're responding to, it's gonna be just up in the air like that. You understand?
Yeah, and look, what I'm saying could be nonsense to some people, because we all have our own ideas, we have our own opinions. This view of some people want Butler to coach the national team, they want Barnes to coach the national team. Everybody's gonna have their favorites, right? People you believe have the capability to do a good job, and you can't knock them for it. You can critique the person based on what your perception of them are. Whether Barnes' record wasn't against the best competition, whether Barnes hasn't coached for a lot, whether Barnes coaching in Scotland didn't work out really well. The fact that Barnes has been at the game a while now, and we haven't seen him going from job to job as a coach to show that, you know what, he would do a great job. Mm-hmm. Whether Butler hasn't coached at the highest level to know if he did a good job, or Butler's ability to garner support may not be there because of how he operates and who he is. There's a lot of different reasons why someone may not want a person to be part of their program and may have their view as to who that person should be. And that's fine, right? We won't have consensus on these things. My view, though, is that the coach, yes, you need a coach with the pedigree, capability, vision to move the program forward. But I would hope we would fix the head first, fix the administration. My next man and I are going to have a session talking about recruiting strategy and what the strategy should be. And my view is that you can't have a recruiting strategy for players until you fix the administration. Mm-hmm. You fix how the administration operate. If I'm going to become part of your program, coach, as a player, I want to know, first of all, what am I getting involved in? Do I want to be involved in this organization? Who am I dealing with? What's the logistics? All those things are important to players. So you can't go recruit. Why should Gray come play with us when it's going to be chaos, right? It won't work. Why would you put yourself through that nonsense? So I think we do have to fix the administration first. And my hope the administration is, Mr. Speed, when he was on your program, coach, said that, they do assessment at the end of the campaign. They're going to do an assessment and make decisions, right? I haven't heard anything about that. And to me, that was more around not just the coach, but all who are involved in the program. I seem to be losing my voice. All who are involved in the program would be assessed sorry, not just the coach. And now I'm hearing about selecting a coach. I don't hear anything about changes in the program,
Right. So,
changes in the administration.
so based on all that said, Cranky, I can sum it up by saying Paul Hall, and I put that in quotation, will fail because the administration won't change. And if they don't select Paul Hall and they go for Arsene Wenger, take him out of retirement, he will fail because the administration is still there.
Coach, I mean, think about this, Coach.
So
Before we start this campaign,
then,
but it isn't a problem. Coach, you know, he said it's a problem.
so that
Coach,
so we're not qualified for the
we-
next World Cup. So we are waste of time then.
We could qualify by default because remember, 3 teams already have the 3 best teams in the region already have their place booked, right? Because they're hosting the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
So you have three other spots to be taken up. You can say Costa Rica have 1 lockup, even if they're 60 years old. It seems like they can still go make it.
Mm-hmm.
Panama may have 1 lockup.
We don't trust
And then
Panama
we are
again.
fighting for the other spot.
We don't trust Panama again.
No. But Panama still had 21 points. So what the number of points they had? It's not a point.
yeah.
We have never beaten them in a World Cup qualifier, Coach. So we can't say about Panama because we can't beat them. No matter what we want to say. So at the end of the day, Coach, I'm about female, but male, we haven't beaten them. I haven't checked on the female. But the point I'm trying to make, Coach, is this, is that we think that we're going to be guaranteed for the next World Cup by default. I'm sure the Trinidadians and the Suriname and everybody else is going to realize it's an opportunity to be gained. And everybody's going to try to beef up and have themselves together before that starts.
That's
right?
true, yep.
But also, I agree with Paul Hall about a much more sustainable program. Not something for just the next World Cup. Something more long-term where you have a system where you're pushing players out with the capability, local players with the capability to compete at the highest level. Not based on some quota system. They compete with anyone in the world. So you have set a structure in place. You have a setup where players are just being rolled into the assembly line. They've been put into different different leagues to play. They're developing the skill set and the capability to compete at the highest level. And they can then be part of your national program to allow you to compete on a sustainable basis and on a long-term basis, not just for the next World Cup. At the same time, you have a strategy to recruit players of Jamaican nationality who want to play for your program. So the combination of locally developed players and players who are in the other parishes outside the country, as we call them nowadays, can help with the national team, Coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
But local players or players from other parishes need to work with a functional administration. And right now, they're not at the level they need to be. They have not done an inward assessment of who they are and what they are and how they operate. And we'll go through this cycle and this circle continuously until that gets fixed.
Yep.
So, yeah. And we can't pressure them, Coach, because the structure is they get elected to the parishes. And it seems like it's symbiotic the way they work, which is they're one and the same. You can't discern the difference between the administration and the people in the parishes because they all seem to be lockstep together. And nothing you can do is going to change that. So, you know what? I am one of to say, you know what? If you can't change it, you just have to watch because I'm not joining it. So, yeah, if you observe, you can't change it. Hopefully, some of these people will realize that, you know what? The country is most important, not them and themselves and whoever else supports them. There's a larger objective, which is the country on a global level being able to compete, have the best structure, the best support system, sponsors, fans who are all in lockstep. And until we get that in place, Coach, we're going to struggle. So that's my 2 cents.
All right. So we could say that then the coaching is not the problem. So we fire the coach.
No, I'm not saying the coach is not the problem, Coach.
No, man, I'm
not saying the coach is not the
throwing
problem.
it out. If
The coach, to me, the coach.
Go ahead.
You get the coach. We have a bunch of coaches, not coach. The coach is not the main. To me, the coach is not the main problem.
All right.
Here's the thing, Coach. If you ever think about any company, Coach, you know what they do? They go find a CEO who they believe have the board go and look for somebody to run their company, right? The CEO then select his executive body to support him. The executive body support the directors and their managers. That's how the process works. It works from the top down. And if you're a CEO and you're good at what you do, you're going to select the best people to come work for you. So if you're in administration who are very capable, you select the best administration around you. If you're the president, you're going to select the best support staff. You're going to select the best coaches, the best marketing person. They can go out and do real good marketing for you, get good sponsors. The players will be in lockstep because they're going to be supported, the good logistics, good trainers. It all comes from the top-down coach. It's not a bottom-up approach, it's a top-down approach. Good administration, good players, good product, good system, good marketing, it all works in lockstep. If at the head I have no idea what good looks like, then I'm going to select people around me who are very good, or know the right players, or to select, or the right support staff, or how to pursue sponsors, or to do the marketing. It's not going to work. So if your administration which is not competent, then you're going to struggle. And yes, you may be lucky once in a while to get certain things done because you have very good players, and that may cover up the holes that you have. But at some point, you're going to break down because the players are going to realize they don't have the support system to help them. That's why you see people like Lowe call out the JFF, recorded them, and to me that conversation was still damning. I still shake my head when I heard, but I think about it. But it gives you some kind of insight into what the players have to deal with for years after year after year.
Right. And players of the past came and said the same thing. It's you have a Marlon King who came and said the same thing happened in his time and so forth. So it
But coaches are saying, coaches see my administration. They can't go back to the point. Coaches see my administration.
I just
They're not changing, coach.
They cover the book wrap different, so a new president. But all of these persons have been involved in it for decades.
Yeah, but as I'm saying, I didn't say the president, no. I said the administration. Because the president is just one person of administration. Whether it's the technical head, it's general secretary. Most of those people have been in place for year after year after year, and we get the same result. They're the one thing that's changing. The players come and go, the sponsors come and go, the marketing people come and go, the trainers come and go. Whitmore was there for a while, but the coaches come and go. Everything changed in the coach. Things now change the people at the top of the house. The president may have changed, but you know what? The president doesn't let him run things anyway, because it seems like other people are running things versus the president. The president seems like a very decent person, actually. Doesn't mean he's great at what he does, but he seems like a decent person. He comes across really well-grounded, come across as a very nice gentleman. But sometimes nice not do it in a coach. You need competence.
Yep.
Until we get the level of competence that we need to move it forward, we're going to struggle. And it's not because we don't lack players in a coach, because when I say we don't lack players, meaning we can go out and recruit players as a country if we had the right construct and we had the right recruiting strategy and have one of the better teams, probably have the best team in CONCACAF, one of the better teams that is out there in the world, period. If you look at kids with Jamaican lineage who are playing outside of Jamaica or who live outside of Jamaica, born outside of Jamaica, there's a ton of them in the Premier League and some in other leagues who I'm sure, if we were good at selling our product, could bring them into the organization and have them play for us and do really well. I bet you, coach, now that Ghana has made the World Cup, how many Ghanaians who are playing outside of Ghana and not part of this setup would now want to play for Ghana? And will be drafted to the team because they weren't comfortable with the fan base, they weren't comfortable with the administration. But now it's World Cup time. But we're not that lucky to have made the World Cup, coach. So my hope is, coach, is that the administration have an inward look. Don't be parochial. Sacrifice yourself for the larger good. That's what I suggest. Sacrifice yourself for the larger good. But I know that will happen, coach.
Remember the president said he's not going to resign. So
of course not. Everybody loves the profile that comes with a role, coach. Everybody loves to be the person who's deemed to be of significance, big fish in a small pond. Everybody loves that, coach. A good thing. But at some point, the question is, what he and others have to ask themselves is, have we truly made progress? Have we made progress? Now, I'm not saying the football has made progress, because I think there are some things in Jamaica that's getting better and better every year in terms of the JPL and organization and all that. But from a national team perspective, and from a supply lines perspective, there's people going to the national team or perform at the highest level, have we truly made progress? I don't think so. Because the fact that we did poorly in the Gold Cup, the fact that we were 6th out of 8 teams in this region, which is hard to believe that Costa Rica, with a bunch of 40 years old and 30-something years old and people can't run, can be the 4th team in the region is mind-boggling to me. The fact that we didn't do the best job, regardless of COVID. I know COVID was a restriction in some way for us, but even without COVID or with COVID, it's the same thing. We're poorly run, and if you're poorly running, you're gonna get poor outcomes. So I know that others are not calling for it. So I'll sign off by saying my hope is the administration will do the right thing. That's my hope. Yeah. Whether Paul Hall get the job or not, I don't know if Paul Hall is a good coach or not. I have no idea. And I'm not sure what the criteria the JFF is going to use to select Paul Hall, frankly. I'm not advocating he shouldn't get the job, but he doesn't have a resume to me to say, he's a good coach or not. And I'm not going to use the results of this last window or the previous window to judge him. I don't think that's a fair way to judge him. But I have no basis to judge him, frankly. So when people are saying they want Paul Hall, I don't know where they get that logic from, because he hasn't done anything to me to warrant the job. Nor has he done anything to say he shouldn't get the job. Given the resources, because I think it's a resources issue also. Give the resources on lack thereof, they may have to hire. They may have no choice, no matter what they see. I would love to know the basis the JFF is using to select the national coach. I would love to know the criteria they're going by to select national coach, because it can't be his QPR involvement, because that's not on a national level. It can't be his club level management, because he hasn't coached at that level. Your first job, to me, it's hard for your first job to be a national team coach. Possible, don't get me wrong. But the question is, what does his resume say? Because when you interview somebody for a job, you're looking first, have they been, especially for a job of this nature, have they been there, done that? Or you can take a whim, like Arsenal did with Arteta, and say, he's working with one of the best coaches. Yes, he should have came from that capability. He's well regarded by that coach, who's a world-class coach. Paul Hall doesn't even have that recommendation. He doesn't even have that recommendation. So I don't know what the basis is, coach. But I want an observer.
Watch and observe.
Yeah, man.
All
right, coach.
All right, big up yourself, Cranky. All right, we'll drop the link in the comment section also. I have a call about Leader. Leader did a call long time to people, so let me see if we can hear from Leader. Leader, you're live. What say you, Mr.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to get you.
Yeah, the line is busy.
Yeah, hold on. Coach, let me call you back straight now.
Do that now.
Yeah, hang up the call. Going.
All right, so we're going to hear from Leader soon. Hey, amount of comments are passed and we can't touch right now. So, Farming Jog is saying, Coach, which role this man plays in the Jamaica football? I think he was asking Duckland that question. Duckland. Detta boss, big up yourself. All right, Leader, call back straight now. Leader, go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Yeah, man. Okay. But, to be honest, Coach, I wanted to have come on when the other gentleman was there. Because, to be honest, he seemed to be a neophyte when it comes to football in a lot of things. Not Cranky,
Yeah, man.
The other gentleman that was there.
Yeah, man. I know it's Duckland.
But let me just go through some things quickly. Quick. Because Paul Hall, and let me tell you right away, I'm not a Paul Hall apologist and I'm not a Papa basher. Right? So that's not my position here. I just want to, when I call these shows, it's just to get the facts out there, okay? So a lot of people, they don't know what it takes to build a team. The first thing is, when people keep saying, Paul Hall got the team and X amount of matches lost. Look here, when you are building a team, the first disadvantage Paul Hall had is that it wasn't his team per se. He has not been able to construct his own team. He has had to take over Coach Whitmore's team and then start to mold it into something that he would like.
Yeah, because as assistant, apparently he had no real say where the team is concerned.
Right, because you have to look at it, For him, he hasn't had his time to mold the team into exactly what he wanted. Because one thing I know about putting winning teams together. And it's not something you just go there and if another coach, look here, this is what you have in professional systems abroad, If you notice, when a coach goes sometime and a player is there that the previous coach carried in, they don't play them because the system that the coach has
doesn't fit that.
That player doesn't fit it.
Right.
So the first thing Paul Hall had to do was he had to look at who was left. And if you notice, a lot of names did come back. Then we gradually, in this last window, we saw some actual changes. Not some certain players, we didn't see them. Mm-hmm. And I think based off of, I think we can imagine that some of those, we won't see them back. Right? We're not talking about who was supposed to have been. Oh, we saw the 16, and we start to get an idea of what Paul Hall is about. Mm-hmm. Plus, we have also seen where we see his style is different from the previous coach, right? And to be honest, if we really are honest, we see that it seems to be an improvement. So, so that is one of the things that we need to look at. Give him the time, make him bring in his type of players. Because we have seen the players that Coach Whitmore used have been trying to adapt to Coach Hall's style. Look from the goalkeeper going forward. The goalkeeper has been deliberately, as awkward as he might seem sometimes, trying to get the ball from the back. He's playing to instructions. Mm-hmm. You understand? Just like they were all playing to Coach Whitmore's instructions. That's one of the reasons why we have certain EPL quality players that came and looked like construction workers because they were out there to the blue collar playing style. Right? Mm-hmm. So that's one of the things, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a previous coach, that's his style. So we're looking at a different style now. So eventually, we have seen it, because people keep wondering, how come Wavell Morrison looks like this now? And under the previous coach, and Leon Bailey, they didn't look like that. Mm-hmm. So what's up? Are these different players? But no, the fact of the matter is that different style that suits them. So sometimes, a coach might have to look at the players. Another thing that has changed is that we have always heard people saying, tell the players, go try 3 in the back. We have very good defenders. Let's try that. Mm-hmm. Try some modification of what Coach Moyes had used, like it or not, Right? And getting strong wing backs, right? Greg Lee was always there. A lot of people have seen from the Saudi Arabia match that Greg Lee was quality. Mm-hmm. He outshone Taxi in that, but he got injured. And then when he was fit, he wasn't called back until late down, and he didn't get a chance until now. And to be honest, I don't think anybody looking at Taxi, and even though Taxi has unofficially said that this might be his last campaign, but seriously, we see where Greg Lee, man for man, he does look to be a little bit of edge over Taxi. So we have to be honest, that give the coach a time, put his actual stamp on it. Okay, that's one of the things I want to do. The second thing, a lot of people have been talking about the Canada match. Look here, when you are talking about the Canada match, know the facts. When you are going into a match and you are basically down to 2 specialist centre halves, right? 2. One of them is very young. The next one, it basically has only had about 2 international matches also before. Mm-hmm. And the next one is an aging centre half. So, you're basically going at a problem right there because a lot of people don't know that the other 2 centre halves were never there. And they don't know that it was, I can't say it was an administrative foul-up. Right? Mm-hmm. So they need to look at that reason. Because I can tell you for 110%, if we had Lowe there, or maybe even Topi, right, we would have had a better result. Right? It wouldn't have been like that. I can guarantee that. Plus, you have to also look at, we had to be injecting local players that were unfamiliar. We had about 4 local players that have basically almost never played international football out there. At that level. Introduced in that Canada match. At freezing temperatures. Come on, man. So we have to be honest, and if you don't understand the football and dare us experience that affect the game. It hurts me when I hear sometimes people speak. If they speak and they say, yeah, but don't be emotional and then say, oh, yeah, he didn't have this good record. Come on, Coach Whitmore has had... Let me just say one thing. Does anybody realize that of all the coaches who have ever had for Jamaica, Coach Whitmore has had the longest period to prepare a team for a World Cup?
Mm-hmm.
5 years.
Except Simo.
Almost 5 years.
Well, Simo is...
No. Coach, I was around with Simo's time. Simo's came here, right? For the 98, Simo's came here in late down in, 94, right? Okay? Then he had 94, 95, 96. Okay? No, not 94, sorry. It's 95, I think it was. 95. So he basically had 3 years. See, Whitmore has had the longest period. Check it out. Unbroken, Okay. Because remember, he came when the last coach, Schaefer, he replaced him midway,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And he still had the team going into, you understand? He still had a solid time going into the next World Cup, and then he had all of the time here. And to be honest, he had his core. So a lot of people saying, oh, Kappa had his core. It's just that the core didn't do as well as he probably would have wanted them to.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, we have to look at it. Paul Hall, as far as I see, a lot of people say he's a development coach. Look here, so far what I'm seeing a difference in these players that were supposedly, we're told that were top class, and we're saying we're scratching our head. So I want to now see some other guys like a Damari Gray coming into this team. Let me see what he looks like now. Let me see what a player like Jamal Lowe, who, to be honest, I don't know when I start about the coming, but I think he got a raw deal also under the previous coach, and maybe he might have been a little skeptical. But I would love to see what he looks like also. I need to see some, just like how this youngster King was there. He was there on the top, we have to remember.
Yeah,
and I think there was a party. He never played, but there was a match, I'm not remembering the match, when Tapper had him there, and instead of using him as a centre-half, he brought on, I can't remember who it was, he brought on a midfielder, and I think we dropped points from that match. I just can't remember right off and no. But the thing is, coaches need sometimes to be brave, even though the buck stops with them, So if that's the choice he's going to make, no problem. But, as far as I see, we need to, in my opinion, give Paul Hall the time. For now, we have the Nations League coming up, and then we have the Gold Cup next year. A lot of people keep talking about 2026. Please be aware that the qualifications does not start in 2026. Qualifications start exactly in about September 2023, okay? And ends in November 2025. That's when it's going to, and it seems like they might be using the same 18 format, okay? So, and we have to remember also that the international windows, we have a limited amount. I think any coach coming in will have a maximum of about 20-something matches leading into the next campaign. No more than that.
Okay.
Maximum. That's if they use the dual windows, which Jamaica has not been doing well. And we need to correct that. Because most time when we have the international window, we only get one match. We need to have team coming and playing 2 matches. Whether it's to get a local team together and make the match, we need to have 2 matches every window, whatever they are, so that we can have cohesion, and then we'll be better off. We need to get in whichever international players want to be pledged. We need to get them in before. So at the time when it comes up, when we're looking at 2025, if maybe a 1 or a 2 spaces need to be tweaked, we tweak. And that's basically it. But, people need to really give the thing some time. As I said, Kappa had the longest time of any national coach to develop a team going into a World Cup.
Mm-hmm,
Check the facts on that.
Yeah,
check it. It's actually 5 years. It might be just a little shy of the amount of matches I said, but he definitely did get it for actually 5 unbroken years.
Okay.
And I personally am disappointed.
Yeah, man.
But let's see what's going. But thanks for the time, coach.
All right.
Okay, then.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself, leader.
Yeah, man. Right.
All right. Cool. So there you have it, leader sharing his point. And we see we have a super chat here from Kyle Wallace. Food for thought. Burrell allegedly found Simoes while he was a taxi driver. Tapper was player coach in the NPL. They both didn't win a thing. They both were given time on the job. Hall is most qualified coach as per Lysier Jamaican has ever had. Facts. Big up yourself on that $100 super chat, Kyle, just to share that point. Appreciate it. So, German, Brazilian, or Dutch coach only we teach us about how ball we play. I'm confident those coaches can get a group built with locals or whoever. Who you suggest we get? Which German, which Brazilian, which Dutch? Pablo Estefan? Tell us. Rob Smith said, coach said the 100 and almost fall out the chair. Hey, me can't drop out of that chair, man. See it there? There's no way me can drop out of that, Rob Smith. Sure. Leon Price in the building. Big up. Super chat. Money bright. Hey, when you stop telling lie about Simoes, when Burrell found him, he already coached Brazil U23. Well, it's the money, man. Coach, yeah, them open wide like garage door. I want to them, man. If I never Rob Smith and Hot Chili. Yeah, man, a whole lot of knowledge in that, for sure. A whole lot of context as well. Opposing opinions always generate better quality programs. Hey, it looks, brain drain. We have to get controversial over here. So when we come with the other things, nobody don't want to talk about that. Simons was a driver for Burrell at the biggest myth ever told in Jamaica. You mean play speed straight at the back of the attack. But you see, the thing about even Paul Hall, the man made decision and you see him try change tactics in the game. I think we were playing Panama and the man switched to the three at the back over at Panama, even though we eventually lost the game. But you could see where in the middle of a game, backs were against the wall and the coach tried something and it worked. Albeit we had a last minute, And we asked him that, and it's like him confess and I say that's really what the national team really should be playing. He employed it in Canada. He tweaked it a little bit in the El Salvador game, in the Honduras game. He still tweaked it. So you see, you have a coach that is basically thinking and trying to put things into perspective. You know what I mean? He's not perfect, which nobody is, but we still have Cranky in the building. Cranks.
Coach, good night, coach.
Yeah, man. Sorry for your eye cranky, but that super chat the big. I can't move it off our board so quick.
It's a quick visit, coach. A quick visit.
Yeah, man.
I was hoping you'd ask the leader about the administration.
Oh, you already drive home the point, So I mean, and we already.
No, it's important now, coach. No, it's very important, coach, to get the leader's perspective.
There's a reason for that. Try call him back.
There's a reason for that, coach. There's a reason for that.
I'm gonna see if we can get him back. Wonder if him in on the road, can him call me straight,
I don't know why my thing just changed. My camera just changed.
Coach.
Yes, leader. You're there live again, So,
okay.
By popular demand, Cranky is on the line and we want to ask you a question. Cranky, go ahead.
Okay.
Go on, Cranky. Hey,
Good. How you doing?
Always
Yeah.
catch you people, you know. I remember my son out on the road now, you know. You are eating a fair time, but go on, man, we're good.
You cannot leave if you go on the road, you know. Yeah, watch yourself.
No,
But anyway.
man, hey.
So I have a question for you.
Man, so we have to celebrate.
All right.
Yeah, not a good thing. That's admirable. That's admirable, actually. I respect that. So here's my question for you, actually.
Yeah,
what's your view on the administration?
Right, so the thing go.
Okay. What's your view on the administration?
The current administration?
And their level of competence.
Okay,
yes.
I can give you that easy. Okay. Oh, that's one thing I didn't get to talk about. Okay. Cranky, you mentioned something that, okay, the administration has basically been the same. That technically is almost true because most of the parish presidents have been there for years.
Mm-hmm.
However, they are not the ones who do the day-to-day running of the program. Let me tell you how that works. The day-to-day running of the program is done by the General Secretary. Okay?
He has been there for
so let me tell you now. No, he has not. The General Secretary that is there has been there recently. He was a neophyte. He's inexperienced. And a lot of the mistakes that have been gone on, right, can be led straight back to the General Secretary. This is not the General Secretary who was there. Dalton was not always the General Secretary. Try to remember, I'm not sure, but he was basically there for this period, you know. Right? He's new.
But hasn't he been there for a while? I don't know what role he was playing, but hasn't he been there for a while?
No, he has been one of the people in administration. But listen, the General Secretary. Okay, let me just make it simple. If you go back to when we were most successful, the General Secretary was who? Horace Reed. He was the engine behind everything. Okay? After a while, what happened was that we went into the case where it is not just the the General Secretary. You had just a team manager taking on a lot of responsibilities that were done by the General Secretary. So there was a fracture in what was happening. So a lot of simple things that were happening that I'm thinking the team manager was probably responsible for. It would have been the General Secretary, to be honest. For the past a number of campaigns, a number of them have been woeful. I'm going to be honest, they've been very woeful and poor. Horace Reed set a standard by which a lot of them are to be judged, right? And it takes a lot. It was the yin and yang. Captain Burrell was a firm leader, right? Some people didn't like him for that, right? And because of that, you know, we're just going into...
You mean a dictator? A firm leader or a dictator?
It doesn't matter. Fidel Castro was a dictator and he was efficient. He got his country through a blockade by the United States and his country did not collapse. In many situations.
Watch your examples. Leader, watch your examples.
No, my examples are quite good.
No, use digestible examples. Don't use Fidel as the example.
Okay. Anyway,
use digestible examples.
Let's not go there. Okay. let's be practical here. Okay? Hold on now. No, let's look at it. Right now, okay, we need the present leader, head of the JFF. He is a very nice gentleman. I can tell you, I've met him. I know him personally. I can't even put this up. I have made suggestions and he listens to you and he will take these things and he will pass them on to sometimes the relevant people, right? So I know this for a fact, you know, because there have been cases where, okay, I have seen players, and by the way, these aren't local players. These are players that have been playing internationally. And when I looked, I made some suggestions and I you know, would have said that this may be somebody that, you know, you people could look at taking on, right? And I did my basic research and so on. And, you know, I know for a fact things have been passed on to relevant people and I've seen where the players have come in, right? These are overseas based players, okay? And, I can tell you that he is very receptive to advice, which is a little bit, I also have known the captain also, and he's a very nice person, right? But the difference is that under this campaign, the writing was on the wall for quite a while. We took too long to act. Everybody wanted to be a nice guy. All of the parish presidents at some stage were even split on what to do, right? A lot of people saw what was happening, but they were afraid to do what they had to do because everybody was saying, oh, give the coach a little more time and so on. Look here, this is the same thing that one could say happened when the Titanic was going towards the icebergs, and people saw it and they said, hold on, wait, let us see if they can turn away from the iceberg. You understand? So,
but leader, let me say something. Let me say something. First of all, aren't you focusing on the wrong thing though? So you're focused on the coach. It's obviously saying the coach is the primary reason why we weren't successful.
No, I also told you that the general secretary is a driving force behind the program, and he also is a neophyte in what. Look here, there are a lot of mistakes that happened that were squarely his fault. I won't go into them, but there were a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, man.
But the general secretary.
Whenever you look at federation like this, leaders right, Cranky. When you look at federation like this, the gen secretary basically is the engine of the federation. They basically do all of the work.
Coach, I have to stop you, coach. Coach, I have to stop you, coach. I have to stop you for a second, coach.
No, that's what is in this constitution,
No, I understand, coach. But the general secretary is not the technical committee. They're not involved in terms of who go out and
hold on. Cranky. Let me help you out here now, right? Let me tell you what the technical committee does. Because sometimes, and I know Mr. Speed might not like this, but it's the truth, right? Sometimes Mr. Speed will come on as the person in charge of the technical committee. The technical committee is an arm that recommends, they can advise, right? But they can't insist, okay? So that's what they do. They will look at things, make recommendations, and make their advisements be made. But they can't insist that this is what you do, okay? So what happens now? They don't run the program, no day-to-day running, They meet and they will say, okay, when it comes down to, they don't pick players, by the way, either, They don't have nothing to do with that aspect. They look back at the performance of the team, that sort of thing, and then make recommendations. They'll make recommendations when the time comes to hire the coaches and say, okay, look at all of those things and so on. But they don't do the day-to-day running of the federation. They don't pick players, right?
So we're saying that from an administration standpoint, it's mainly the GenSec, right? And I'm saying to you,
it is the GenSec. No.
Okay. And I'm saying to you, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that though. I'm buying the fact that administration in general.
No, it's a fact. It's a fact.
No, but leader. Why do we need the president?
The general secretary.
I think why
do we need the president?
Even if that is a fact, he does not agree with it.
Yeah. I mean, why would we need the president? Why do we need a technical committee? I don't understand.
Hold on. Okay.
Go ahead.
Cranky. Yeah. I'm gonna have to get my email to you, and then probably email the bylaws of the JFF, and you'll probably get a better idea from that how these things go. Because the president has to be there, right? You have a certain amount of separation of powers there, because a lot of people don't even realize that the president technically can't fire anybody, like a coach, When you heard that Burrell normally fired a coach, he would have had a couple members of the actual technical committee whenever the team travels there with him, And they would have a little meeting, a powwow. And after the meeting, he would have got this consensus and he would have gone ahead and do what needs to be done. But it's not that captain got up and just whimsically just say, I'm going to fire them. He traveled with that technical committee.
Leader. Let's not mislead the public, leader. Let's understand this. There are bylaws in organizations and there are personalities in organizations. And the two sometimes are not connected. So the person who have influence, like the prior president, God rest his soul, frankly, dictated things, and the committee just went along with what he says. Now, in this organization, leader, from what I understand,
influential person.
No. He was a dictator. Let's not use euphemism to try to describe how the person operated. He was a dictator. Putin is a dictator. Castro was a dictator. He was a dictator, and people follow along with what he said and what he did, and there was no opposition per se. So in this case here, when you say the technical committee make recommendation, most often than not, my understanding is the board goes along with that recommendation. So we can't just make it seem like, the bylaws have all these criteria and restrictions in them of operating in accordance with bylaws. Sometimes you manage it really well. You just mentioned the parish presidents were vacillating about whether or not they would make a decision about the coach. What does the parish presidents have to do with the coach? Isn't that a technical committee recommendation whether the coach should be retained or not?
Hold on. Listen now.
Yeah.
There are votes that have to be made. Once the technical committee recommends something, right? The board acts on it. The technical committee makes a recommendation, and then now if the board say it's split, right? That's one of the problems that happened, that some members of the board wanted to make the change and some didn't. It wasn't until after a while everybody were close to the same thing that's saying, look here, that's it. You understand? Okay. They still have to meet and make the final decision. What usually happened was that captain always met, and he would normally have sometime a quorum there, and they would be able to say, well, okay, hey, look here, we're going to vote. And then the vote was made.
It's amazing how it's amazing.
He did travel.
No, I understand, leader, but it's amazing. We won't go back to captain because captain got us to the World Cup, and everyone appreciated that, regardless of the method that he employed. But now we're in a more democratic environment. It seemed to still not work, whether we had a strong leader or not. The strong leader worked. Whether we now have a more democratic process, it's not working the way it should be working. We cannot put the blame on the failure for the World Cup try to get to the World Cup on the players or the coach, and we're absolving the administration of this and saying, no, it's the Gen Sec that owns this. All the administration, we can't just make changes of players and coaches. I don't make changes to the administration. It doesn't make sense to me, I must admit. The one organization in this whole construct that's not changing is the administration. And they're the ones who run the program. So how does that make sense? Why do we think the results going to be different?
Okay, hold on. Let me just say something here. The administration, they put in the general secretary. They said, okay, we have had a change before, if you remember when they had voted out the captain.
Yes.
And you also had various infighting and so on, because it was not a unanimous thing. And you had a problem, because one of the problems with this current administration, is that they are, my father said they are a little bit woeful in how to access funds. Okay? That's one of the problems that they have. When it comes to marketing, they are woeful. So because you can't get the cash that it takes to care, you're going to have a problem, right? So, you had so many things where the thing went wrong. And then again, now, you're going to have...
It's woeful, period. Leader. It sounds like you just mentioned a couple of things.
I'm trying to look at the bigger picture and say, but hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on, the leader. Hear about growing
up
on music. Go on.
Nah, man, I'm passing somewhere, man. Nah, man, go on, man. I'm sorry.
Okay. We're hearing you, leader. We're hearing you.
Yeah, I'm hearing you. You're saying something.
No. What I'm saying is that we seem to blame. I'm going to use the word blame loosely. We seem to believe that everyone is accountable. I use a different word. Accountable for what transpired, except the administration. And then we say, okay, if it's the administration, it's on the Gen Sec. And my view is the parish presidents, the individuals who are part of the administration as constructed,
the parish presidents are part of it. For the day-to-day running, so you can't blame them.
They're the ones who select. No, leader. They're the ones who select the persons who are running the day.
Let me give you an example quickly. Hold on, just give me a second, Cranky. I'm going to assume that you voted in the U.S. election at some stage, right?
Yes, I did. I did vote. Yes,
You have had
I did
various
vote.
presidents of the United States, right?
Yes.
If a president makes the decision to say, launch nuclear missiles, are you going to be held responsible? And you might not have voted for that president.
The analogy doesn't work for me because in the U.S. government, they have three. No. There are three different components. They're the judiciary, they're the executive body, and they have Congress. Right? There's a checks and balance. Where's the checks and balance in the JFF? There's no checks and balance in the
exactly
JFF.
through that. I did politics and government at a very high level.
But I'm just telling you that
I'm trying to say, right?
the analogy doesn't work for me.
You're going around the issue, you know.
No,
hold on. Cranky.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to, you're getting a little bit too technical. You know exactly what I'm saying, you know. Do the constituents, right? If the person that you elect does something wrong, are you responsible?
In most organizations, when things fail, the buck stops with the president.
Yes.
In most organizations, when something fails, it stops with the president, right? Wait. So therefore, you know what happens? Normally happens?
Cranky, it would be like the secretary, the gen secretary is the president's secretary, you know. So if the secretary,
not just secretary, he's the CEO. The president is basically the chairman. He's not an exec. Okay, Captain Burrell would have almost been an executive chairman to an extent, but he's just a chairman. The CEO is the general secretary.
Yeah, because
he deals with everything there, right? So
no, he's not a CEO. The COO.
He is the person.
No, he's the CEO. He's the chief operating officer. He's not the CEO. There's a difference.
Yeah, CEO.
He's a COO, not the CEO.
Okay.
So you're telling me the CEO has no influence then and have no power because you're saying the GenSec runs everything and the CEO can't tell the GenSec what to do, how to do it, and can't fire the GenSec.
Hold on. It is the president does not deal with the picking of teams. He is almost a ceremonial host. Okay.
Cranky, more I read this something because you see, unless it is flawed, but I see something reading in the bylaws.
Okay.
I'm telling you, look here, I've been in this thing a long time, you know.
So the gents
I'm not guessing.
More operational duties.
Yes, he does.
Than the president himself.
Hold on, let me make it simple. The GenSec can actually bring players into the team. The president actually can't. The GenSec can actually have the influence to do that. The president technically can't.
Coach Menzie, good evening.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Cronky.
Good evening.
Oh, God is good all the time. Good night, Mr. Maxwell, aka the leader.
That sounds like my good friend. How are you, sir?
Oh, no. I don't use the word friend lightly. I don't.
So like our war is gonna break up.
Stan Cronky is my friend, even though he's my nemesis. You, Mr. Leader, I put in the category of colleague. Coach Menzie is my friend. He knows my address. But you, sir, I hope you have a lot of charge on your battery. Because
no, actually, no. And I'm actually going to...
No, he saves out with his wife, actually. He saves out with his wife. He did say that way back when.
I have left from all the way up by Red Hills while we're speaking. And I'm actually going
I just wanted
with the missus. So, you know that I'm not going to be here for much longer.
No. I suspect.
I should start to give me a bad days now. So, okay, I'm going to give 3 questions.
So let me...
Any 3 things you want to give? 3.
So let me address the first one, which is what Mr. Cronky was saying. You're incorrect, sir. I, Ohini Blake, at the time, and you alluded to it, sat with Mr. Burrell and met with 3 players in Derby, in England, Jason Ewell, Sylvan Ebanks Blake, and Clinton Morrison. The president of the Jamaica Football Federation has a role to play in the recruitment of players. Matter of fact, he's the most powerful person, but he's not the operational head. Captain Burrell at the time used his influence in the world to speak to players who were of ilk. As a matter of fact, he attempted to speak to, was it Junior Hoylett? You recall that Coach Minzy? The story has been told many times about what happened, unfortunately, at a meeting at a match in St. Mary between Joel Hoylett's father. So to absolve the president of everything is not, or to say he has no role is not there. But I wanted to pull you up and publicly embarrass you. That's the reason for me coming out here tonight. By an article on the 1st of April by David Kent on the Daily Mail that says Manchester City set to beat Barcelona and Arsenal to the £800,000 signing of Ghanaian starlet Henry Owara. The defender set to be loaned straight out to sister club Troy. Actually, teenage defender Henry Owara from Ghanaian top flight side West Africa Football Academy, 18 years old, no caps for Ghana. No caps for Ghana.
Sorry, thank you. I don't want to disturb you now. So
hold on,
I can come off now, right? So you have one question now, but I really can't take more than one.
Of course, you
just ask it quick.
I'm saying to you, why have you misled the YouTube public into the myth of saying that players cannot transfer directly to the Premier League from their club without having caps for the national team?
Ready?
You hear the question, leader?
To be honest, he was just
why did you mislead the YouTube public that and tell them that players cannot directly transfer from their club unless they have national cap?
No. I've never said that. No, they can't transfer from. I've never said that. That's not true. I've never said that.
Okay, so we don't have.
He's getting something.
We don't have a conversation.
I have never said that. I have never said that because look here. Let me tell you something. I have had players being transferred from as far back as the last transfer that went to England came from my club. The last transfer that came straight from Jamaica to England came it's a player that came through my youth ranks at Medhaven. That was Kemar Daly, right? So I'm telling you, I know all of the rules.
Kemar Daly was a national player.
Yeah, but no, look here. And I also know I do the things. You know, when you're talking about being transferred, if it's transferred overseas, we have players that have been transferred overseas all the while. It's not anything new. But I've never said that. So that's not here, not here. So is there any more questions? You have about 30 seconds.
I have about 30 seconds. I'm going to enjoy that.
Yeah, I'm going to Ribbies right now.
Yeah, man, that's too small for cataracts. So
that's too small, man. But when
okay, well, next week, yeah? Look here.
Are you familiar with
Coach, next week, right? Hold on, I will be willing to come on and I'm going to give you an actual program going forward that can be followed by any future coach, and it should be it's easily the most successful thing that they can do. So I'll be willing to come on and I'll be able to debate it with my nemesis Cataract if he's willing.
All right.
Okay. No, but I just want to give you two. I want to give you two topics to research.
Anyway, people.
Chapter 13 of the Constitution, and whether the head of the technical committee selects players. Whether the head of the technical committee selects players.
He fell out. He went out.
Oh, of course he would. Of course he would. And coach, it was on this program, and you were aware of it.
Hold on. The Flavor TV. I said that Rudy Austin said it on his show that he said it on Manningsman's show. Said he couldn't get work permit because of his lack of caps.
Yes.
Because he was at Leeds and him couldn't go up with Leeds. I think Leeds did get a promotion to the Premier League.
No, Leeds was promoted to the Premier League last year.
No, they weren't. They weren't promoted to the Premier League during his time there.
Or it was the Championship. I don't know. Him couldn't get a contract though.
Coach, I was shocked because the leader, and when he comes on, as well as his friend and boss, Mr. Speed, and I'm going to be relentless in pursuing them because I've dedicated myself now because I've become aware of the Constitution of Jamaica and our fundamental Charter of Rights, that they told us that a player had to be special and a club would have to spend £10 million if the player didn't have the sufficient caps. Do you recall that, something like that, Stan?
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that argument.
Yeah, man. £10 million would have to be spent. And it was being asked when we asked why Richard King was so good, why wouldn't he move to the Premier League if he was better?
Oh, it was talk that something they said, Qatar. It was Stoke City. That Rudolph Austin said.
Okay. No, I'm not calling Rudolph Austin. I have no discussion with Rudolph Austin. Rudolph Austin is here.
No, they're talking about the whole
when he
transfer.
was supposed to be promoted.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about now. Today, we're having a debate. We're having a discussion about 2020 and 2021 and 2022. We weren't speaking. I don't know what the rules were in those times. I'm talking about now, today. We were told 10 million.
What is the rule now? What is the rule now?
See the rule there? A Ghanaian 18-year-old is transferring for £800,000 to Manchester City.
Doesn't mean he's going to the Premier League though, Cataract. Because they're loading him out.
No, what they did, Mr. Cronky, it stated and I read, and he will be loaned straight out to the sister club, Troyes, in Ligue 1 in France.
Right. So, you know, England has a much more restrictive policy than the rest of Europe, right?
Right. So what I'm saying is, if there is a supreme talent,
right,
there are,
I
will call them loopholes, avenues for clubs to get their signature.
That is a fact, yes.
There is a supreme talent in Jamaica that can make a difference to Manchester City or Manchester United. They will sign them today.
But Cataract, what is Ghana's world ranking?
No. That's what coach. That's what he's saying, coach. What he's saying is that suppose you have an exceptional footballer, and you're ranking number 100 in the world, because we know the ranking, the ranking affects how you get to certain leagues, right? He's saying the club will buy you and park you someplace. They'll buy you and park you, make you go figure a way for you to get to Europe. Then they figure a way for you to have time in Europe, build up your residency, whatever it is. They then bring you into the league, right?
Yeah, that's
so.
If
you're that good, they will do so.
Talent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I know that. That has to do with exceptional talent.
Exceptional talent. And we were told the exceptional talent rule was £10 million. That's the figure that we were told.
No, man, I never that me get. 10
million. And I'll
that's no. You see that 10 million figure there that I heard, it had to do with a player who is not quote unquote young, probably 22, 23. And he has a bright future, and they want to buy him from a country that is lowly ranked. They'll have to play a set amount for him to go into the transfer.
And that is what I'm saying. That is erroneous, because here, although Ghana is not lowly ranked, right? Mm-hmm. Let's be clear. But the other one I researched is Chris Wood, who is a New Zealand international. Now, New Zealand is lowly ranked. And Chris Wood for years played for Burnley in the Premier League.
Yeah, you also got to think about, Cataract, whether or not Chris Wood got an exemption because of New Zealand, part of the British Commonwealth. You got to research that first to figure out, did he get an exemption, right? Or his parents were whatever. You got to figure that out. You got to work it out first.
And see, Kyle Wallace is saying these clubs in Africa have academies that they are linked with to European clubs. Premier League clubs have feeder system with other European clubs.
That still doesn't tell you eligibility, though.
The same thing what Cataract said.
Yeah.
But what I think the answer, coach, that I heard was from the Cavalier boss, who was indicating that rationalizing why Richard King and other players hadn't transferred to the top leagues if they were so good, and Mr. Butler as well. You see, what we have to have is truth and transparency as we look towards 2026. And people have not been willing to put in the research. I want to thank my good friend Stan Kroenke. You know what I researched, Stan? FIFA has some explicit rules about conflict of interest. Very explicit rules. And I know that was a concern that you raised very early on. And that has to be addressed if Jamaican football is to go forward.
Yeah, I know, Keterak. My point, Keterak, in you coming on was around, a lot of discussion was around the coach and who's going to be the next coach and the changes need to be made to the program. We talk a lot about recruiting players. We talk a lot about coaches. We haven't talked about the administration.
Sure.
And I think that the changes need to be made in that body to allow us to have the best people in the seats to allow us to be successful. I don't think, if we get better players and better coaches, I still think the body's going to be detrimental to us being successful.
I want to
agree with you, Stan, because I actually have a nightmare that because the qualification for 2026 appears to be easier, that we are going to have a whole infight of persons who have conflict of interest trying to get their players on the national team to play in the World Cup.
Yeah, that...
Because it's deemed to be an easier pathway, the whole principle of the best 11 or the best 23 will go out of the window, and it will be people dog eat dog world to get my player from my club onto the national team because he or she is going to get onto the World Cup stage. And people will be tripping over themselves.
So I was watching a YouTube program today, Keterak, and what's the name of the gentleman, the bald head who's on... he gives his God, I can't recall his name. He's a bald gentleman. He's always giving some soliloquy on football, and he was saying there's politics involved in the football. You know, we talked about the national team not allowing spectators in, and people were, and the Minister of Sports was saying that it wasn't political in terms of what transpired, and he was saying it was political. And he talked to people in the administration who said the administration was comprised mainly of people from the People's National Party, and that affected how things actually materialized eventually. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is that we have to have a collective that's working as one versus disparate forces, all doing their own thing. The government, the administration, the players, the coaches, the fans are not on the same page. And until we align all of those interests and make sure those interests are working in tandem, we're going to struggle. Because they are very important to the football program.
So, I have a couple of things and thoughts, and I want to throw it out.
You say Tracy, the guys, yeah, someone in chat says Tracy. Oral Tracy, yes. He was saying that.
So Stan, I wanted to throw out a couple of things because I became curious. I couldn't find another federation that had a construct.
Well, on the Cataracts, the Chris have one information here saying that Chris Wood was also in the Prem from 2009. Top 50 went into play after that.
Yeah, but before that was top 75.
Mm-hmm.
And New Zealand has never been in the top 75 of anything.
Okay.
I think when it comes to Australia and New Zealand, there's always some affiliation to parentage.
Yeah, there might be some loophole for them.
There always is something.
And I'm saying to you, all might not be.
But I understand what you're saying, Keller. The point is still the same, right? The point is still the same.
Right. That when you are exceptionally talented, the British system is not going to keep you out, because the Premier League wants to attract the best talent, because it's the television money that drives the football in the UK and worldwide. Broadcast rights. You understand? Fact checking me. Fact check. Chris Wood is New Zealander, and Dwight Spence is correct that if you play in the World Cup, I think that gives you some points. It's a point systemic one, a merit system. That's how you get the work permit, right? So, for example, you may come from Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia may be in the top 50, but you have human rights atrocities, and they get demerit, right? So there are a lot of factors.
Chris Wood,
right?
mother is English. Boy, the man, them a fact check it. I think
His mother is English.
Yeah.
But he's born in New Zealand, so he would have had to apply for an English passport. He doesn't have an English passport.
They wouldn't know that.
When he transfer, coach.
Who don't know that? Who don't know that?
No, coach. A championship. You know what championship football, coach. Burnley was in the championship.
Say that again.
You don't watch championship football from them time. You watch Man U. I'm saying you watch championship football in the last 2 years as you become a respected vlogger on the Reggae Boyz. But what reason would you have to be dabbling in the mudslide of the championship when Man U was... Oh, maybe it was because you guys were above the relegation zone at one point. You were looking down to see. But Burnley was in the championship.
Yeah, go on.
Burnley was in the championship. You remember that?
They may soon be back. Don't worry about it. They may soon go back there. They may soon be
right.
Well, on we have Dwight come join the conversation.
I don't know. Yeah, Dwight.
Good night, gentlemen.
Yeah, man.
Good night.
All right. Good night. So, Cataract, rules are simple. Chris Wood's mother is English. So,
yes,
no work permit as soon as he turned. Right? So, there's no work permit needed. He's entitled to an English passport. In fact, I will tell you now, there is a player who lives outside of Jamaica, whose father was born in England, but fully of Jamaican blood, who recently moved to England because he has an English passport. So when you see players move, really track and see if they have an English passport or EU passport, why they get in before that. Pulisic got in for that, and different reasons.
So let us say again. Let us say again, for example. Forget Chris Wood. Let's talk about the Ghanaian player whose mother is not English, whose father is not English, whose grandfather is not English, whose grandmother is not English. He's 18 years old, identified as a special wonder talent, and is transferring for 800,000. So before we dive down to Chris Wood.
Okay.
Now, I think the point was this. No. Wait. Before you go there, the point was this. Okay, I was making
Junior Firpo is the other one. If
wait.
Junior Firpo
can I help you?
Yes, sorry. Go ahead.
Now, the point I'm making is this. What Kenny was saying is this. When you have someone with exceptional talent, right, on the world stage, and the club perceive them to have the talent that could transition them to the Premier League and do really well, they'll figure out a way to acquire that player. They'll figure out a way to bring that player to Europe someplace, whether or not that qualifies to be in the Premier League. They'll park them there until they get the eligibility, then they'll bring them over. Hopefully the player will progress as they expect and get to the level where they believe that they can compete, and then they'll figure out a way to bring them over. They did that with the Arsenal tried to do that with the Nigerians who played the Under-17 World Cup a number of years ago. They parked them in Belgium someplace. It happens, right?
Right. What they do is
correct. So that is the rule. So how the Ghanaian is getting in, it's real simple. If he played in U17 African qualifiers, or if his Ghanaian club played in the African Champions League, you get a certain amount of criteria points. So
he doesn't play for club.
Real criteria now in 2022, the criteria is based on how the level of football that your club plays for. In our region, if your club plays CONCACAF Champions League and you're playing U17 and U20 national team qualifiers and you do exceptionally well, you qualify as an elite youth player if you're over 18. The rule still applies. You still need to be over 18 though.
So here it goes. And this is something that Stan has been saying. So let me
hold on, before you say it, Qatar, in terms of this argument, the point is to say that there's no exceptional talent in Jamaica.
No, the point is to say
that nobody has proved that. No, we don't have exceptional talent right now.
The point is to say that if you don't need the national team to put in the shopping window, that if the talent is exceptional, the clubs will come. I want to read. Hopefully I can.
Cataract is correct in what he's saying.
Hold on.
Yeah, man,
The
I agree with
youngster
him,
is
but we just
expected
want
to
some
be
people to
immediately
understand the
loaned
point.
to City's sister club, Troyes in League 1, due to the fact that Oware would not be eligible to play in England due to the strict point system for overseas players imposed by the FA. The Ghanaian central defender has been scouted by the City group for close to 4 years, with a transfer now very close. What has Stan Kroenke been saying? That players are scouted and tracked. It pains me to quote Stan Kroenke, but when we had that famous debate, he pointed out about the fact that European clubs don't just get up and buy players willy-nilly, that you are tracked.
Yeah, that's
Isn't
true.
that correct, Mr. Kroenke?
That's true.
The point you made in the debate, right? The teenager was promoted to the WAFA first team at 16 from the club's junior side in the second half of the season and featured in only 8 league games. So what I'm raised this because I wanted to challenge Mr. Speed and Mr. Leader is that what we have a problem is having our players tracked and scouted. And if you recall, Stan, I had suggested that the Premier League engage SofaScore and Transfer Market in a contractual arrangement to have the statistics published on the Premier League players. That would make sense.
Yeah, I think what also happens is
they're moving to that direction.
Yeah, what also happens, Kedar, is that sometimes
is moving to that direction.
Yeah, so in Africa nowadays, as you know, they have a number of academies there. Those academies are sometimes run by Europeans own those academies or affiliated with those academies. So those engagements do occur. They will probably have connections with some of these clubs. They'll probably inform some of these players with exceptional talent, and they probably then beyond, because what they're trying to do is you want to get to those players before other clubs do, right?
Right.
So you want to have that insight that other clubs don't have, and you want to make sure you keep it confidential. So people don't even realize Cataract, that you want to keep it confidential. You don't want everybody to know about the talent. It's like the Brazilian players who are exceptional that everybody gets to see. We want to see it like how we have for Martinelli, even though Martinelli was a known commodity in some respects. But you don't want everyone to know about the player, because then you have to pay more money for the player.
But Stan, again, I have to agree with my nemesis. Must agree with you. Solid point. We can't debate that. Except to say that I want to give you a name. Kolo Toure.
Right. Who played for my team, who plays for Kolo Toure played for my club for years.
And Yaya Toure played for Man City.
Yes.
You know the two clubs that they said they're beating? He's beating out Arsenal for his signature. The name Kolo Toure, if you read the article, will come up. That the clubs use their former players who are knowledgeable about the particular region or country to scout talent. So that is why this player came to the attention of Kolo Toure. Not that they are Ghanaian, but they are from West Africa. And that's why their player was under the radar, spotted by Kolo Toure, Yaya Toure, and brought to their attention. And now the bidding war starts.
But Cataract,
yes, my friend.
I'm going to be making a statement, but it's not a position that I'm taking. We're just having a reason here. Mm-hmm. Because when you look at our JPL, it is a total different scenario from what transpired in Europe. We don't have any academy here that is linked to any European clubs. As a matter of fact, we don't have any academy at all. So it's going to be somewhat of a difficult situation to say that a low league, probably with the beneath the tiles, or probably in the foundations of development, where nobody's going to be looking at this league.
Yeah, but cool.
So, Coach, can I take that one? I'll take that one. There's twofold.
To say that we're going to come in here and look at exceptional talents.
So two things.
Who come and look at this league aren't coming from a Premier League standpoint, not coming from a Bundesliga standpoint, the
Coach,
top league in those countries.
Cataract, I'll tell you. So Cataract is thinking a couple of things. One is, I'm a be presumptuous here, Cataract, and say this. First, he's thinking globally, coach. He's basically saying, look, we have a lot of players across the globe, not just in the UK. Those players can be your ambassadors to help you source talent. Those players in England, for example, like the Mattocks and the West Morgans, are in that environment. They're well-known commodities. They should know players. They have affiliation in the community. They can help you scout and source players. Secondly, if you want to scout players from Jamaica, for example, you can build affiliation with clubs in the UK. So you should be bringing West Morgan and say, no, West Morgan, we want to bring players from Jamaica to Europe and other places. You're part of Leicester's administration. You could be affiliated with an academy in Jamaica, or more than one academies.
But there's no academy here. That's the point.
Well, not academy, but academies, clubs. Think about it, clubs. You can be affiliated with clubs. You can be affiliated with Arne Gardens. You can be affiliated with any club. And that club that brings players through the different levels, you can be almost like a scout for the club at the same time, build affiliation between Leicester and say one of the teams, for example, right? So you have affiliations, whether it's with the Premier League or League One, whatever it is, or even the different clubs have different affiliates with different leagues. But it's a way of you to get your talent out to the larger public by building those associations and those affiliations. There's a combination of you getting your talent out either, which can also source a national team either through affiliations with clubs overseas, or you use your ex-players to help you as part of your recruiting mechanism.
All right. So
you know what will improve that? Or us getting lookings from these places is if we do what we need to do to qualify for World Cup. So eyes are going to get in at Jamaica. Hold on. 1998 proved that, because that's when a lot of players leave the island when it comes on to getting contracts overseas. So it is important for the team to qualify for World Cup.
Coach, you are correct.
So
and it's not only important for teams to qualify for World Cup, for all World Cups. Under 20, under 17.
Exactly. Because in that time we had all those teams qualifying.
So I just want to make a point that Stan may not have been just addressed steadily. I'm not comparing Africa, my friend. I'm comparing a player. And when you are ready to go off on your mad rants and say that, and others like Ballaker that say that Ethan Pinnock no good and Richard King better than Ethan Pinnock, you are making that comparison.
Madness.
And I'm pointing out to you there, sir, how ludicrous and delusional it is. Because I'm saying if the player is that good, that he is better than a defender who stood up today in front of my own two eyes, and held off Chelsea, a £200 million attack. And then you say a player that's in the JPL is better than him, and just glibly. You are making the comparison. I'm pointing out to you that our level of football and our football discourse has to rise, because we're not there nowhere.
Coach, can I make a couple?
Teddy Lee, not you, Teddy Lee, not you, man. It's a Ballaker. Go ahead, Dwight.
Go ahead, Dwight.
So a couple things. If you've been to Ghana, I've been there. I've been to Senegal. So just in Kumasi, Ghana alone, there are 2 clubs associated with Dutch Eredivisie teams. Arsenal has another academy there. And in Lagos, you also have a couple French teams linked with the academies there. So their connections with Europe, because of the time zones and things like that, is much, much stronger than the CONCACAF region. So that's number one. Number two, if we want to sell players, our teams at the U17 and the U20 World Cup must perform better. That's where they find the exceptional talent. At U17, not at the Senior World Cup. At the Senior World Cup, those players are professional. You already know. the U17 and U20 level.
No, but
Now,
if the senior team consistently makes the World Cup, don't you think the eyes are going to be on
Yes,
all
he's
groups of players in the
not
island?
saying that.
Yeah,
He's not saying
yeah,
it's
absolutely.
mutually
But I'm
exclusive.
also realistic. Jamaica's only made 1 out of 26 World Cups.
Mhm.
So senior World Cups. So I'm just being realistic. That's not a routine thing that's not a routine modus operandi for Jamaica. So Jamaica for them. So when a club looks English, European, this top level club, what they're going to look at and say, okay, this player is doing well for the Jamaica U17 or U20 national team. The first question they're going to ask is, well, what club does he play for? When somebody comes back, and if you understand the Spanish TV, and they said Jamaica College, you're going to go, what? If you listen to the broadcast, I listened to the broadcast in Spanish, and they said, here comes Jamaica bringing on Tyreek Jimenez, who plays for prep school, what they call it, secondary school, Jamaica College, and made appearances for Harborview. They said, is Jamaica using a secondary school player to play against Canada in a World Cup qualifier? Because it's simply not the protocol that is done worldwide. Now, Jimenez has played for Harborview and he has played well for Harborview. But typically, in most of the world, when you see the young man from Ghana and all, at 16, 15, I would say about 16, 17, 18, they were probably playing either in the top academy league in Ghana or the top domestic league in Ghana or whichever country they're in. Once Jamaica adjusts that model, which is what I spoke about, Jamaica needs younger players in the JPL. I'm not trying to say younger just in age, younger meaning the top quality players need to be in that league. Jamaica literally stifles our young talent by not putting them in a JPL. The JPL is the top level of football that is played in Jamaica, bar none. That's a fact. If you're the top winger, if like young Atkinson, you're the top left winger, you need to be in the JPL. Nobody knows what schoolboy titles Messi won. Nobody knows what schoolboy titles Pulisic won. Nobody knows what schoolboy titles anybody on Arsenal team won. They look at where they were playing at their club.
So Dwight, I wanna say something because we are talking this thing and I didn't come on this program here because I'm a busy man. I've got acquisitions to make and I should have to make Stan Kroenke my official accountant. Those accounts because the oligarch people are coming up and the oligarchs. But it's good to be here on Coaches Desk. Brings back memories.
Yeah, good to hear that you're healthy also.
Right, not fully healthy, but
his mouth is always healthy. His mouth is always healthy.
Start, please. Why? Leave that for the ladies. I mean,
I feel why I'm coming at the comment section. Before we move any further, this video
I retract that comment.
Yeah, let us give the sponsor for this video a little.
Yeah, give him a look in.
This video is brought to you by Richos.
Richos
sorry Roots drink.
Inappropriate.
Richos a true.
No, because I can finish Cataract. Mute him.
Let me have to mute you. It's advert time, Cataract. We say everything after the advert.
Why when the man said my mouth and you go bring up Richos?
You can drink some juice.
That's after Bridget. It's now time to hear from our sponsors. Richos Roots Drink. Richos Sorry Roots Drink. Richos, a true Jamaican experience. And if you want to get in contact with the Richos Roots boss, you can WhatsApp him at 876-528-9534 and get your roots. I don't know what Cataract is talking about. I am not going down that street. I don't go on that street. I don't even like that street.
And Ghana.
We're moving forward from I retract my previous comment. Yeah. Forward.
When we have to look at
I want to say something. I think it's the failure of the clubs to compete at the regional level that is holding back the players. Because if Cavaliers or Waterhouse or Portmore or Harborview were the CONCACAF League champions, their players would get a look in. But we don't make the finals. We don't make the semifinals. We don't make nothing. They need Richard's roots. That's the time you should be talking about Richard's roots, not when the mouth business in there. Richard's roots.
Okay.
Good for the man with the mouth.
I don't know where you are pre. You still have to find a way of squeezing that in.
I know he does, doesn't he?
Okay. Coach.
We don't say we
Coach,
don't go. Yeah, go ahead, do it.
So one of the things that we were bringing up, a good point, is our former players being involved. If you notice, one of the things that we do, one of the ways to coaches to get experience as they build up the ladder, Jamaica, the JFF specifically, has done over the past 8 years, has done a very poor job of hiring former professional national team players to coach our youth teams. Tyrone Marshall volunteered his services to the U17s while he was going through his USA badges, not even get a call back. Where is he now? He's the head coach of FC Cincinnati U19s. It is key that the former professional players that played for Jamaica, whether they be in England, US, Europe, wherever, one of them right now should be on Marcel Gale's coaching staff as a scout, as a technical assistant, something. Because what he's going to say is, I went to a camp in Jamaica and I saw 50 players. And out of those 50, I saw these 3 that are good. Keep an eye on them, play for Jamaica U20s, and then bring them over to watch and a trial. That's how you get the players looked at. Because the players are in just like any profession, there is a network. They have contacts that are way greater than most of the coaches in Jamaica that have never played professional football outside of Jamaica. That's a fact. So at the U17 and the U20 level, the JFF should have at least one former player who's working on his badges. Just say, listen, come at your cost, stay at your own place, and you're going to hang out with the U17 and U20 team while they're doing this, and you're going to work on your UEFA A badge and UEFA B badge that you're already paid for. It's a win-win for both sides because they have to do that.
Carla, your point is cogent. I endorse that. I just was taking a point of order, coach. I have to address M10 football and Teddy Lee with their fiction and lies. I've never said that Shamar Nicholson couldn't score double-digit goals in a season because he scored 10 goals. No, I said Shamar Nicholson, M10 football.
No, man. I'm somebody
Coach, you're not allowing me to.
Sorry.
I just want to address the fiction because being an oligarch now and a media personality, I have to be clear with my name. Shamar Nicholson scored 10 goals in the last season in 2020, 2021. So how can I say Shamar doesn't score a double digit? Come on, I said 20 goals a season. Don't try.
I was saying, you didn't recognize Ravel's talent. I would just say that.
No, I said to you, Ravel Morrison has serious mental health issues, and he plays well and then derails and then gets dropped.
But you and I argued way back when about Ravel.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
And he is proving cataract wrong.
I can't hear that. I can't. I can't hear you. Okay, good. That's much better.
Hold on. No. You don't get to pass like that. The Ravel Morris of this window in a Jamaican jersey is not the Ravel Morris that came on and pulled on a jersey in September.
No. He's playing football on a continuous basis for Derby, right? He's in a system now. He's been playing. There's a continuity that's there. And the talent comes through when you have that support system.
And what did we say? That a player who's only, when you have to be playing first team football, that's when you are best able to help Jamaica. That's what I said.
Yeah, but he was better than anything we had, so it didn't make a difference to me. He was better than anything that we had.
In September, he wasn't doing them.
He's better than Peter Lee Vassell. Let's just say that.
No, it's better than all the midfielders we had at the time.
You have upset them up. You have upset them up here, man. Right?
I'm a mobile man, so I can say it.
You know what? M10. The fact is, for his first 2 seasons in Belgium, he scored 9 goals. Last season, he scored a double digit.
Look, we shouldn't argue about the players. And look, I mean, Nicholas is a good player. He's gotten transferred to a very good team. Ravel is a good player. We know what the talents are. We support all those players. The fact that we're digressing from the main topic, which was about how we progress the football, and the fact that we say changes to the coaching staff, to the players, to the marketing, everything else. And we're not talking about the main challenge we have, which is the administration.
I was diverted when I said to you that the construct of the technical committee, that construct that we have of having a technical committee, is part of the problem.
Yeah, they are part of the problem, Cataract.
It does
every segment.
Please stand. You asked for solution. Let me.
Okay, go ahead.
It doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. What exists, and I've done some research, is that you have a head coach, or a manager, like Gareth Southgate. He has an assistant, and he has a battery of scouts. There's a director of football, which is the equivalent to our technical director. That's it. There's no committee with a coach from a club like Arsenal or Man City or Leeds sitting heading it, saying, I'm selecting the pool. Gareth Southgate scouts.
Yeah, there is some there's bureaucracy and conflicts in Jamaica's setup.
Right, and that has to be addressed. He goes out and he says, hey, there is a player named Dead Spence. Mr. Southgate, you think to have a look at him. You know, Dead Spence has not even, Gareth Southgate has never looked at him because he's still being observed by the under-20 coach and the other scouts. So we have to have a robust scouting system in England, in Europe, in the USA, in Canada, where it's feeding back. So what the technical committee should be doing, and why I am going to lay, after careful consideration, outside of Coach Whitmore and Javon East and Bobby Reid, for those 2 criminal misses, the next heavy blame lies at the feet of Mr. Speed and the technical committee. The pool that they presented to Coach Whitmore.
What Cataract? A solution that you find no.
The pool they presented. So I'm saying disband the technical committee. Since you want to say disband it with immediate effect and allow the head coach to be the head coach. Engage a set of former players with the official title as scouts, including Darren Moore, Wes Morgan, Marcus Gale, Marlon King, Tyrone Marshall, Andy Williams, Omar Daly, Joby McAnuff. The whole list goes on. Jamie Lawrence, Dion Burton, right? Onandilo.
Claude Davis does a good job.
Walter Boyd.
In the US, I think.
Claude Davis.
Yeah, he's in Orlando. Yeah.
The list goes on, right? Officially designate them as scouts of the national team and have a mechanism where they can report to the head coach about talent that they see that is either born in Jamaica playing over there or of Jamaican parentage or grandparentage that's eligible. And the head coach selects his own pool. So the pool now is just wide and deep. 3, immediately name an under 15 team, an under 17 team, and an under 23 team with immediate effect. Rotationally bring these teams in to the Captain Burrell Center.
To camp.
Right? For camp. 2-day camps. Don't wait until days before the Olympics and then start calling up man for go get passport and all them foolishness. That's what I'm talking about.
Point of information. Someone is asking, how will that be funded?
How will what be funded?
The
oligarch. The oligarch has the money.
Okay.
No, I'm having a serious discussion. The Jamaica Football Federation gets subvention from the government of Jamaica. Use it wisely.
I don't think we can provide the guidelines. We can generically talk about what we should be doing. I think it's a much more comprehensive approach to be undertaken.
So
and I don't think the approach. No. Some of the things you. No. I'm saying some of the things you mentioned are where we should go from a direction of travel standpoint. But it's going to take much more time, much more thought to come up with. Look, Keller, when you're selling a product, it's not just about going out and recruit and who does the recruiting. The question for you is, as a player, do I want to be affiliated with this organization? So the recruiting is twofold. You're recruiting players, and players are basically recruiting you to say, you know what, do I want to be part of your organization? And if you can't provide to me a support system organization, which I want to be affiliated with, why would I be part of your organization? So the selling is two ways, right? I'm trying to sell myself to you, and you're trying to sell yourself to me, basically, in terms of a football program and players you want to source, be part of that program. And it's much more than just, because not all former players are good judge of talent, for example.
No, but I think, hold on, if one is not, then cut him. But you can't tell me that we have over 50 former players and none of them can spot talent.
You miss my point.
No. It's whether they want to deal with a JFF.
Yeah, because
no.
That's the point.
Not every football player.
Guys. If we're going to scout these players, Cataract, if there's always something like a halo around the whole JFF, will these players want to come? I heard that Demari Gray stalled the whole process. It's on his end. Is it a situation where him now want to become a part, coming at the situation that is there in the federation?
Coach, well, I have no information to suggest that Demari Gray stalled the process. I have some other information which, unfortunately, I have to keep there. That up until a particular point, Demari Gray was in daily WhatsApp conversation, daily, hourly WhatsApp conversation with a member of the football program. And that's all I can say.
So let's look at
that. When his passport was not forthcoming, the conversation dried up. Call up I'm not dominated.
So let's look at a situation. So to me, the main feeder of the senior national team should be the U20 team. Easily that produces the most professionals. Couple of things. If I had, let's call it 2,000 pounds. One of the first steps I would do right now, because we're dealing with a 2-month phase, is say, Marcel Gale, I need you to step away for 10 days from Jamaica. I need you to fly to Mexico and watch the Ascenso Mex and Mexico's U20 league for 2 or 3 matches. Then I need you to fly to the US and I need you to watch MLS Next and the MLS Academy system. Then I'm going to say, come back to Jamaica, right? And you should have some names from North America because that's where the bigger diaspora is. It's our 17th parish.
Williams.
Right. But hold it. Marcel Gale and Marion Gordon, they need to see and understand the level that our U17 and U20 teams need to be competitive in the U17 and U20 qualifiers. I really think one of the issues that goes on is the coaches see, and it's not, these are very, I'm going to say these, they're very capable, they are very intelligent coaches. But until they see it with their own eyes, I don't think they can get our players in Jamaica to the level to be able to compete at that. Because typically in the cycles, the first time they see that is at the qualification, and then you hear, wow, the Mexicans or the Costa Ricans, they move the basketball fast. Or you typically hear, well, we're just going to go out there and do it best because we don't know nothing about them. What? They are a $300 or $400 plane ticket away from Jamaica. Go over there and watch them. So I think our youth coaches need to be aware of the talent. That will translate back to the national team to make sure that they pick players that are of the quality to be able to withstand that competition and to be able to play that I will say this, in my opinion, at the U20, I would say at the U20 level, Jamaica has about 11 or 12 players on the island who can play at that level. The other 8, I believe it's a 20-man squad, are going to have to come from outside, from the diaspora. And that's where your scouts come in. And the younger you cap players, I won't say cap, the younger a player shows interest and you get involved in a national team, the better it is. The first time Bobby Reed played for Jamaica should not have been in his 20s. It should not have been in his mid-20s. It should have been when he was 19, 20 and coming up. The young man's been to the island all those times. Those players that are in the UK and Jamaica and those places that visit the island routinely to see their family, that's because they have a stronger connection. Get those players involved in the national program in their late teens, early 20s. It's going to be better for everybody all around.
Well, caller, good call and good suggestions. Cataract coach, I must say good night.
Yeah, man.
It's always good being here and more to come, I guess. And my hope is that the JFF will do some soul searching and make the right decision. Have a good night.
Yeah, man. Bless up yourself, Crank.
Respect.
Bless up.
Yeah, we want to close off in a short while, Tina, because you know, Monday morning.
Never give me 9 minutes more till 3.5 hours. But Coach, what I wanted to challenge the call and ask him to name me the 11 that he thought.
I'm still here.
Yeah, could you tell us the names of the 11 in under 20, for example, that you thought on the island could make a competitive international under 20?
No, I won't be 100% accurate, but I could just say Pearson, Jimenez, what's the right back? I don't have my computer open. I would have to look at it. I don't have the names off the top of my head. I don't know it. Devontae Campbell would be one.
But if Devontae Campbell was one, he was called up to an international team, trained under the eyes of Coach Hall, and didn't impress him sufficiently. Pearson, I really want to query that coach, because I was expecting with the dead rubber thing, we leading 2-1 and a few minutes to go, that why?
Yeah, but I work up qualifier.
Why would Busy Atkinson be given a cap? What were they doing in? Sorry, caller, we're speaking over each other.
No, a World Cup qualifier is not. A World Cup qualifier is not the time to experiment with a bunch of 17, 20. That's why you need to have a U20 friendly. They need to schedule 2 or 3 U20 friendly. A World Cup qualifier in front of the whole CONCACAF region is not the place to put 4 teenagers out there and get embarrassed. That is not proper.
You're saying in the 85th minute, of the 85th minute of the last game of the qualifier, with no chance of qualifying.
Yeah, you could have brought on Pearson.
We only used 4 substitutes.
Yeah, but and he didn't manage the sub windows well.
No, what I would want to put it on the coach. I would want to say and question, what did the coach see in training that didn't make him trust the Busy Atkinsons, who are overhyped, including by my friend Simon Preston, Pearson. There was one other who was not utilized at all. Coach.
Jimenez played. That's what.
So when
that's what 20 friendlies are for.
So
what we should be questioning is why Umbro, our kid sponsor, doesn't have a U20 teams from the region and their partner clubs coming to play, or Jamaica going out to play them. That those players, if you want to test their manual, they're U20 friendlies that you should get them tested in.
I'm saying to you, those are part of management. That's what you're negotiating a deal. That's nothing to do with the player. And that's what I'm saying. The administration has to have a shake-up, in my view, if we are to go to 2026. Right? I also feel strongly, and I'm going to say this again, we must disband the technical committee. It serves no purpose. The last time I heard Mr. Speed in the program, he did a whole pirouette on dirty wine, rifle walk, and Lego the bird. Because when he first came on coach's desk, all brave, you recall, coach, he said, the technical committee picks the pool that recommends to the JFF for contracts to sign. The coach picks the 23 from the pool. Recall that, coach? Less than 6-8 months later, the technical committee has nothing to do with picking players. We simply set the policy. And I ask, on your program, coach, is your platform, can the Jamaica Football Federation, through its press officer, publish the policy that the technical committee has set in 2021? We'd love to see it.
The truth is that they don't want to give the coaches the full power. That's why they have something overlooking at on selection.
There's no policy. There's no policy. The only policy the JFF has,
but that is also in the bylaws too, you know. That is in the bylaws. They can give total autonomy to the coach or not. They decide that.
There you go. And so when you see certain coaches don't want to coach for Jamaica, no reputable coach will coach at the youth or senior level of Jamaica if you tell them that I have a committee that's going to influence your player selection.
You can't. And that committee is headed by someone who is a coach of a club. He doesn't need to say a word. Influence, you know, sometimes influence. I hire and fire you. Do I need to say any more? It means I have influence over you. I don't need to tell you to pick my pick. And then we have the evidence. When we have the evidence at the last cap. But I'm not going to delve into that because the time is not. This is coach's thing. I'm saying, coach, we have to have name the teams locally for each age group, including the senior team that rotationally comes in the camp. We need to scout in the United Kingdom, in particularly because that's the largest pool of our players, and in Europe, and in the United States, and in Canada. And it's not a quota system, coach. It is the best 23 or 30 players that complement each other. I do not believe that you can be successful at Jamaica if we allow major talents to slip through our grasp.
But I'll tell you something.
Let me say this. Could you imagine in 2026 if Boza develops himself in Russia, works on his finishing technique, and can score a goal every 3 shots, become more proficient? Can you imagine a forward line of Shamar Nicholson, Mason Greenwood, and Ivan Toney?
Raheem Paris.
Raheem Paris like that is like, no. Look at who I'm naming for a front line. That's the kind of level you have to be thinking of. I mean, other players can push themselves. I'm talking about Raheem Paris is not in a top 20 league or top 10 league. He can progress, move on, come to England, go to France, go to Germany, and we'll have a talk. Pick up the whole team, Captain.
So let me end with one thing. So, a couple things. In 2015, I spoke to Ravel Morrison personally after a West Ham game. So I knew Ravel Morrison's talent. But as you said, there were other issues. Ravel Morrison, in the past, he's played 41 games this season. That's more games he's played in the past 6 years combined. So you're seeing the talent that's there. But I will say this, right? After I spent a period of time in the UK working, one thing I learned about the UK system, and you name all these names of these players in England, the UK clubs and the UK managers do not care about Jamaica or respect the JFF at all.
That's a
So
fact.
meaning if a player who is 18, 19 knocking on first team minutes, the 18, 19, 20 knocking on first team minutes at any EPL or top league championship club says, let me say it how it's going to go. Gaffer, me thinking about playing for Jamaica. He's going to say, no, focus on your football or else your next contract's going to get knocked. That's a fact. They do not respect Jamaica.
I have to disagree with you respectfully. And here's the reason why. I'm
Take a trip over there.
Here's why.
Take a trip over there and go ask the players. Go over to Watford and ask them.
My brother, remember that I lived in England for a long time. All of my cousins play professional football. All of them. But I want to give you the one example that proves you wrong. His name is Ben Godfrey. At age 15, Ben Godfrey's academy coach and the coach at York, then in League 2, wrote to the JFF multiple times. So
what league did you say York plays in? No. What league did you say York plays in?
York was in League 2 at the time, and he was a 15-year-old. And the letter said,
but Qatar, that is not in line with what Dwight says.
No, man. If you know the English system of youth, you know that you can't be born in York and go and play in County Durham and go and play for academy in London. You know that you're not allowed that, right?
Correct.
Because you have to
that's correct. Yeah, that's correct. Yep.
Right? So because you're at York does not mean that you are a League 2 player. You also know that at the age group level, the PL2, as it's called, is divided into PL2 North and South, and that there are Championship and League 1 clubs that play with Premier League teams, right? So let's be clear that at the 18 and the PL2, all the clubs play together. It's not the 20 Premier League clubs play, right? Good. So
correct.
What I'm saying is that the coach at York said, this player is currently at York. He is a special talent. And the JFF would be stupid not to call him to their team because he won't remain, or I think, what was the letter coach had read it? Or he will become a Premier League player in the near future. They gave an assessment that he's at York now, but he's not going to stay here. You need to snap him up now. So some clubs, but not the top 6, and so I agree with you on that.
The league top.
Hold on, stop. Hold on. Caller, let me address it before I leave. Travis Peseo, don't come with foolishness tonight. And coach, I want you to say yes or no. Look on Reggae Boyz commentary and see how many local born players I interviewed and highlighted. And coach, have I not consistently said Tyreek Jimenez is the truth? Travis Peseo, where is Tyreek Jimenez born?
All right,
where were you at the match?
With that said, Qatar, we're going to close it off.
No, but coach, no, coach. You're not going to do like what you're doing in that stadium now. You're going to stand up and be confident.
I mean, you like over here.
Said that Tyreek Jimenez.
Qatar, bless yourself, Dwight. Qatar, you see the point. You see the point is.
No, I want to say
you are follow up. All right, you see if you know the truth, Qatar, and one man in our comments says something, you follow up the one man, you know.
No, because
that don't make no sense to me.
No, because that's the fact. That's the fact.
We know how many persons you and the other persons know how many persons you interview on the channel. Even the man who has said probably see too.
I speak highly about. I rate Tyreek Jimenez highly. So don't say that I don't rate local born Jamaican players. That is complete nonsense.
So me no need to verify that. And back to this argument about the stadium. People, it's 2 hours ago cheap players. If people then stop cataract, me slide past, if people then call me back. Seeing? There was no way that I was supposed to be standing up for cataract. I don't know what they're talking to him about. I don't know if they were barring him from going on the field. Me go about my business. Me don't know who cataract I talk to. Me see my virgin there, me just heal him and gone. And him say, yeah what? Him good. I don't know what I talk about cataract.
Right, but I said to you, when the man say him good coach, because we are talking big man thing to end the program, you supposed to say, this man good with me too. That's all me I say. You could have stand up for me. I said, yeah, me good, but my brethren good too. Because we have to stand up for each. We have to stand up
so
for
them
each.
call me back and show you the seat and ask you to make them see
let me
the
tell you,
thing.
when
And
them call
see
you
it,
back,
eh?
when them call you back, it's the police officer call back.
I
the police
didn't
officer.
even know that the female was a police officer.
The female there, the second one that came, she called back and look at it and say, yes, he has the
I mean,
same
you never
one.
know she a police.
Yes, she a police officer, man. Because when what I said to her was, you are sworn to uphold the Constitution of Jamaica, and I'm invoking my rights under Chapter 30, which is the freedom of the press to move freely and gather information for dissemination. And my right is being trampled. And she said, well, whoever passed like you, I turn around and point to you, I should call you back and look at your pass, look at my pass, and then say to the lady, you have to let him go. But we have to stand up for each other.
No,
because
but when I say cataract, the lady called me back because them probably think say me I got through because me not have no vest or whatever. Me don't know where you and the lady. Remember say me come the see in a Bridget.
Remember say me been saying it, but you asked and I said to you before they have tried to bar me from interviewing the players or going near the players.
Yeah, I see you go down the cataract. Oh, me don't know. You never have no banner, so me don't know if them are gonna bar you again. You in the stadium.
We never carry the banner because them
exactly. So me think that the banner make them based on what you say. Initially, the banner thing make them bar you. Saying, me see a stadium the other day. You never have no banner, so me not think say nobody gonna block you again.
Yeah, because them saying it come from the big.
Remember,
man.
say cataract when you and the person are talking, me slide past behind the lady and I go down,
Yes, and the
and the lady like she stop and me not to appear in mind. Cause me go about my business. And me Gibbs say him good. Then me she call me back again and she said she want to see this. And me turn and show her. Me never know so they must stop you for not go up on the field, cataract. I pass, you know.
And that them a try. Because when I tell three of us possible, me, you and Honduran, and when I evoke rights under the Constitution to the other police officer, she said to her, well, let me see the badge because I'm sure and she said I can come on the field based on that. And she turn and say, if you don't want the man on the field, if you don't want the man here, revoke the accreditation. But as long as him have it, him have to go. Because remember, the police to uphold the Constitution rights of Jamaica because it's important. Because even we highlight the players, we highlight local players, we highlight overseas players. We want football to be better, and we must be able to have checks and balances and accountability.
Yeah, fresh got him though. But people,
it was a woman. So whether
you agree with me or not, my point is. Cataract was down by the place before me. Me a pass and see Cataract and two people in a conversation. Me walk past the lady. And me hear Gibbs say me good. Him good. Me turn and look back and me gone again. And me hear the lady call me back and say, come here. Me did that ignore her first and then me just turn back. And she said, I want to see the pass. I'm sure the pass. Me never know so she match it with your one cataract. I never know that.
But one thing, we still go along and we still do the work and we still put out the work. And the work the Reggae Boyz fire burning. But we never bring no banner. As we say, coach, Grant received some threat on him WhatsApp. And he asked me for just hold on the banner. Because if for that, them are going to use to stop, call him up to the squad. You know what I mean? At the end of the day,
this come like a different level of thing now, cataract. Anyways, the people them say, and I think Grant gave you the best advice, cataract. You need to lay low upon the situation.
Let me tell you, the Ultras banner going up the next match. It now come up. The Ultras banner going back up again. If I in Grant reach us, but me have a freedom of speech. But
cataract, well I know Ibala say if that will cause him.
Yeah.
Quote unquote, because me not think of that. Big man thing, me not think of that. If the baller say XYZ on a WhatsApp message and that will cause, just lower the thing for a while, give it a breeze.
Yeah.
That is my advice to you.
I'm taking advice and I'm thinking hard about it. I listen to him because I mean, we're not a bull in a china shop. But at the end of the day, I'm asking myself, can somebody
and cataract?
intimidate me?
Cataract, we know
trying to hurt my family because they know that Anthony Grant loves to play for his country.
Yeah, cataract. But sometimes when you have force certain issue, it will make it bad. And as me as I said to you as a virgin, cataract, you have to decide which role you're going to play.
Actually, you said that to me.
I remember I said to you before, and I say to you again.
Damian Lowe said that to me, and
the ball I say to you, Damian Lowe said to you.
And I'm going to say to you, I have read the constitution of my land.
Mm-hmm.
I do not have to make a choice. I can be both. The constitution of Jamaica allows me to be both a fan and a media personality. It allows me to be both. What it says is that I must be clear.
You're gone technical now.
Yeah, man, because it's a legal issue. I must declare my interest, and I declare to you, grant to my family.
But what me I say still, just lower the Anthony Grant thing because we don't want it jeopardize the ball. If I like me say, if that's the reason, just low it out, make the ball.
But that is a dangerous precedent. If footballers are selected, that is a part of the thing. Some Mexican man are gonna say them now select Whisper because Craig Butler. So if today is Cataract, tomorrow it's gonna be Craig Butler. Next it might be Owen, the man from Mobile United. So because you say something and offend somebody or they don't agree with what you say, they take it out on the footballer. So footballers are being selected based on who says nice things about the JFF.
No, I don't think so. That can't.
I'm not the only person who speaks.
That cannot be. The team now select, but Qatar, remember, said this situation is different from a regular me where don't have no family on the team or no friend. You see me I say? You quite afraid to the baller. So that's why it cause problem.
No, and I'm saying I am mailing over. I did not raise the banner at the last match at his request, but also I'm a man. I stand on my own 2 feet, right? But I'm saying that the mere fact that I'm glad because what it came out is that it says to me Paul Hall is not in 100% overpicking the squad. If that could be the thing that says that a player is withheld, listen, they know he loves to play there. And you try to hurt somebody that I love and take away what he loves. He loves playing for Jamaica more than anything else in the world. He said not
yeah, but Qatar, if you contribute to it, that's why I said no bother with the banner thing. Because obviously, based on what happened at the stadium, apparently that contribute to it. So just leave that for a while.
So tell me great because I don't trust in Kevin Stewart. That's why. So that's why I'm not going to bill a banner because I don't trust in Kevin Stewart. And it's not only me. I'm not the only person. I didn't hold up the banner by myself. There are others.
And the man must say that can be conflict of interest to Qatar. You be more conflict of interest.
No, but
that
conflict
is also
of interest is when you
seen.
Coach, I'm saying this again, and let me be clear. It can't be a conflict of interest unless when you declare it. And each time I speak, I said, grant them a family. So take that as a proviso. But the second thing, I don't select the squad. And I'm saying this again. I cannot tell Paul Hall who to select in the team. I cannot do that. The reason why I put that banner up is because this information came to me before. And it became patently clear that the reason why he was not being selected was not on a football basis. A head coach can't pick team because a fan tell him to pick this man. Then he has no place being the head coach. It's his job. I'm not taking the head coach's job and telling him who to call in a squad. But I rise the banner because others are exerting influence. I have a right to say.
But Qatar, even a long time, Devon in a tell if leave the certain things in the man and look like if, as me I say, if that is the reason, this could have been aligned to you, Qatar. I mean, I tell you straight in front of all our people them. Because a long time Devon tell us, just leave it, make him deal with it. Just leave it, make him deal with it. You understand?
Devon knows.
But me not like what happened still enough. Me not like what happened. I like what
At
happened.
the end of the day, you as I said to Devon, you are partially correct, coach. I'm a big man, like I said that. But I also understand that I have to stand up in this world as a man and look at myself in the mirror. Brother, me a ultra. Me go places and fight for this Reggae Boy team. Physical. Me get urine duck pa me, feces fling pa me in El Salvador and Honduras, right? I've been to good places and have good experience in Argentina. I've been to Mexico when Jamaica draw with Mexico and me alone in the stand with my Jamaican flag and Vice President Raymond Anderson to walk across the field of play at halftime and take me out of the stand. Because I wouldn't be alive today, but me say me got dead in the stand, but me not put down my Jamaican flag. It have a wave in Mexico when we held them to the nil draw. I was the person with the flag. And them I tell me, say, take that down. And me say, if you touch my flag, I get inside this arena. Me stand up for my team. Me now put down my flag. And Raymond Anderson said, come and sit down on the bench. You're the first non-player to sit down on the bench in a CONCACAF qualifier. Me don't play. Me don't have no qualification. But the man said, come out because this is dead. And I said, Raymond, me nah leave here on this flag. Nah come down. It a wave. This is the black, green and gold of Jamaica. If me now wave it and stand, who are going to wave it? Who went to wave that flag? So I know where I come from in this team. But there are times when over your ego and pride, you have to look at the bigger picture. So I am accepting the reasoning of big man like Devon and yourself. I consider you friends. And friends don't make friends drive drunk. That them say. So when Raymond has to come and say, boy, come out and stand. Don't make it a scene. Yes, you will dead for Jamaica, but not dead today.
Exactly.
Come out and stand with the flag.
And the same scenario, basically. Because he could have left in the stands, you know.
We stand up to half line, we stand up and in half time, the man come to me and say, no, we are escort you. Him and Bobby Finzi Smith, who was the head of security for Captain Burrell. And they sent for me and said, you must come over here now. Because we have Mexico under pressure, you know, in that game, you know. Remember, say, those who remember Ryan Johnson and the chance where he missed, I think it was Joby McAnuff or Garrett McCleary did miss the next chance. And the man them start to get dark. Yeah.
You will know, Keter. They can plausibly say you are advocating rather than being pressed. Further, they will say the stadium is private rather than public property. Press have different rights on private property. I wouldn't push it. So Nia tell you the same thing.
Well, Dio, I respect you, know that. And my lawyer said the same thing. So that's why I paid for it.
So yeah,
that's why I also paid for a ticket.
Okay.
So I paid my $3,000. Just in case. But you know what I mean?
I saw the thing said still, but
yeah, I think Joby hit the post.
Just be careful.
Did Joby hit the post, coach? That's reflected in the last few minutes. Was it Joby that hit the post in the but the game went wrong. I saw Naira Noseworthy's Achilles rupture in front of my eyes. It don't look pretty.
Yeah, that's the last time he played for Jamaica, don't it?
Last time favorite big man crying. That's there. I was there.
All right, so big up to Cataract again.
Style and favor.
Reggae Boy commentary.
Reggae Boys
commentary. Yeah, man. And the new Reggae Boy commentary boss people, so I'm going to go and support the thing. Big up to everybody in the comment section. Yeah, it was a good night, good conversation.
Very good.
Big up to Frankie as well. Big up to Dwight Spence. Big up to Leader. Big up to all the people who called in today. You know, it was a good show again. So, what team is Darren Mattocks at? We heard that it's a possibility that he will be at Firehouse, aka Waterhouse. So look out for him on that team. So people, until next time.
People have a beach about them video where you put up and I get the information, you know.
Huh?
I don't want to ask a couple of know when I see again. So who are we? Who take the 100 meter? Who take the 100 meter? The twins are
right.
List.
Me have a look of bias in the Cataract, so me can't say it. Me have a bias. My heart there to one side, but me can't say it publicly.
Look out for Ayana Blake in the class 4 60-meter hurdles. Yeah, immaculate.
Yeah, and big
gold
up
medal.
to Kyle Wallace on the big super chat. Big up to Kyle Wallace. Big up to all the callers, them. You know what I mean?
I got to hard.
Yeah.
So you not call it coach. You not call it.
Yeah, call it. Honestly, people, me not call it. Fresh God, go on your bed. People, big up for yourself. We are out.
Richard's Roots drink works for menstrual cramps and pain, migraines, fatigue, stress and tiredness, sinusitis, builds immune defense, bloating, enhances male bedroom prowess, and Richard's sorrel roots drink works against all types of cancers and tumors, memory loss, high cholesterol, insomnia, nervous issues, flu, and many other illnesses. For your Richard's Roots drink and Richard's Sorrel Roots drink, contact us now via WhatsApp at 876-528-9534. Richard's Roots drink and Richard's Sorrel Roots drink. Richard's, a true Jamaican experience.
Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.